Okay, people. What is up? The show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. I know it's running slightly late. That's because of me. I was doing something. But let me get let's get Break on the call here. We have Eric with us. Let's get Breakman now. Come on, Break. Answer the phone. Waiting on Break, man. Pick up the phone, Break. Pick up the phone, Break. What are you doing? Just waiting on Break, man. Break, man, you there?
I wonder how hard it would be to record separate audio between all of us through Audacity and then splice it together.
What are you talking about? That'd be next near impossible, dude. Unless you timed it perfectly. That's a nightmare. Audacity I have a little experience with, but hey, Breakman, we got you with us. Right on.
I just need a program I can use that's not the one I'm currently using.
What are you using currently, Eric? Because
it's free MP3 Skype recorder thing.
And what's wrong with it? What is it not doing for you?
It hates its freedom.
I think it's recording my audio really shitty.
Okay, I'll work with you, man. I keep saying that, but get with me tomorrow, Eric. We'll work out those issues tomorrow, dude. All right, we'll get it fixed. I'll figure out a program.
I wanted to record with Audacity and send you a file and see how it sounds. See if it's not just my setup.
Text me tomorrow on my phone, Eric, and we'll after I get done mowing my lawn, I will help you out.
Woo! Fun, good times.
I know. Every week is the same fucking thing, dude. Fucking lawns. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. Breakman and Eric have joined the show, so we are in
our first time.
Yeah, this is the first time. Yeah, welcome aboard, gentlemen. I'm glad to have you on the show. What can you tell us about your latest project, Breakman?
Which one? The one where it involves me masturbating?
No, definitely not that one. I don't think the audience would appreciate that visual, unless it was me. Then of course, but It's not me. So okay, guys, it's gonna be a fun show today. We have lots and lots to talk about. E3 is coming up, so we're gonna do in our free for all. We're gonna kind of delve into that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Of course, some political nonsense this week. You guys keep up with the news, so I'm sure you guys know what I'm probably referring to. Halloween comes early for me, so you guys are going to want to stick around for that. Eric has a review. Breakman, did you have any reviews this week?
I can if you guys want to, but not really.
Okay. I got a review of a movie called Office Uprising. You guys got to check that movie out. It's a fun time. But, all right, gentlemen, are you guys ready to go?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing us logged into, Twitch.
Try redoing,
I'm doing it now.
Okay, if not...
Let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen. Is anybody in chat? Let me see if anybody's in chat. I don't see anybody in chat. Yo. Oh, Bernie's in chat. Bernie can't. Can you see if we're live?
Is that how I sound? How about if I talk like this? Is this better?
Oh, much better, man.
A little deeper.
I like that. I don't know.
I think that's about.
That sounds like a little southern to me. Like you got a little twang going on there, man. That's
My voice gets deeper and southern. Huh?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. Hey, whatever works, whatever swoons the ladies, as they say, Breakman. If that's gonna bring us listeners, then hey, I'm all for it, man. Okay, is it better now, Break?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, live.
No, it's work. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. Live radio, you gotta love it. It's awesome stuff. If you're listening on YouTube, you get a little of this pre-show nonsense. If you're listening to the archive, you're not gonna hear this. So
is this a Scarathon or a Scarathon?
Scarathon, man, not Scarathon for sure. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
No, not definitely not. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Anyways, okay, here we go, guys. Sorry. All right, we're gonna start the show. Everybody in chat who's not there or there, whatever, we're getting started now because we gotta get this show on the road. I got a little housekeeping to do at the beginning, guys. So give me a second. All right, here we go. And welcome, everybody, to episode 541 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branch, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
Fantastic.
Oh, look at that. Breakman's fantastic. What about you, Eric? You're doing okay?
Yeah.
Right on.
Just okay? No, you're great. You're
Yeah.
spectacular. You're awesome. Come on.
Let's get a little. Let's try that again, Eric. Okay, with a little more emphasis on passion this time. All right, Eric. Okay. How was your week, Eric?
Amazing.
Oh, look at that! I like it.
Nice.
We'll work on it, Eric. I mean, we'll get you there, man, for sure.
I mean, you used the word. You didn't really put any actual passion behind it.
I liked
Because
it.
it wasn't amazing, because it absolutely sucked balls.
Oh
that's
well,
why.
see, there you go. I mean, for it sucking balls.
Then like it was shit-tacular. Your week was,
There you go.
your week was a fuck stick.
Fuck stick. It was fucking shitty. God damn it. Breakman, I know you had like a special day this week. So how was that? We got to get details, man.
Fine. What do you mean details? There are no details.
There's gotta be details, man. Did you do anything for your birthday?
No, not really. I'm an adult. You know.
Get a little extra from
It's,
Breakman.
we're not talking about something.
Well, I'll have you know that I went out of my way to do something for you, Mr. Breakman. So, would you like the present that I made for you?
Yes.
Okay, I made you a present, and it's not in the mail.
Can't wait.
I'm
excited.
I'm gonna play it right now. So here it is. This is my present. This is why we're late. I was staying I was working around the clock for like 4-5 days straight
Oh
to
man,
get this
that is
ready.
nice of you.
Yeah, just for you, Breakman. So I'm gonna play this for you. This is your present, and I hope this makes your day a lot better, Breakman. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Mr. Breakman.
happy birthday to you.
There you go, Breakman. I made that for you. So, what'd you think of your present?
That was nice of you. Very thoughtful. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I had to get a guest singer to do your, the Mr. Breakman. So I ended up with Wayne Newton. So I couldn't get Marilyn Monroe obviously because she's dead. So I had Wayne Newton guest star on your birthday present, Break. Hope you liked it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I only had.
Wayne Newton. I will stop making fun of him now.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop.
No
making fun.
more Donkey Shane jokes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. See, there you go. I'm glad you're in the spirit of it, man. I thought you might like that. You know?
I know. I feel bad. All this jokes I've made about him over the years. I apologize. After he sings that tribute to me and everything, like.
I know. It was really nice. I got in touch with his reps, and I had to work furiously round the clock, Break, to get that.
That's amazing.
And I hope I edited it right. It sounded like just perfect to me. It was a perfect transition. So I just want you to know that I put many minutes into working on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Eric, let's get started with the news, man. We got a few news stories to get to. I want details of your birthday, man. It's got to be more than just nothing. I mean,
I'm in my 40s. Like, I'm not I'm not going out to do anything special. Like,
Breakman.
It was just nice to not have to work and sleeping in.
Breakman. We want to know details of where you went. You have to come up and like what you did and what you ate and all the special extravagant stuff that you did for your birthday. Okay? Is that clear?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, Breakman. I'll stop busting your balls. Eric, let's get started with the news, man. What do we got?
We've got Rune Ragnarok is now called Rune 2, which I didn't know that is a thing that happened, but it's a game.
That's probably a good name change, because Rune Ragnarok just kind of sounds like two games.
Final.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That's one instance in which alliteration doesn't quite work well. Rune Ragnarok. That sounds stupid. Maybe if it was...
it's coming to the Epic Game Store. So I didn't even know this was a thing. To be honest.
Why is
You've never heard of the Epic Game Store?
No, the Rune 2 game.
What I want to know is what is the deal with all these? Epic must be giving up a lot of money for these fucking timed exclusive/exclusive.
And their service still sucks ass.
I heard the service is not great. Do you mess around?
And they've done crunch, so.
Well, Eric, let me ask you this question: Do you have experience with the Epic Store?
No.
Okay. Do you, by chance, Break, have
Nope.
any experience? Okay, I'd like somebody to let us know why Epic Game Store sucks so bad. Because it
I think
seems
somebody
like
needs to do some homework here.
yeah, because I don't.
All I know is that their service sucks. One of the reasons it sucks is because
the interface I heard sucks. So
basically, when you buy something, you can't just put stuff in a cart. You have to buy it one at a time, like stupid Nintendo eShop bullshit like that. And
That
it's
sounds
trying
like
to.
a minor complaint, though.
It sounds like it's trying to be a competitor to Steam.
Yeah.
But most of its functions are nowhere near the level of Steam's. And yet we're gonna have to wait for a year for cart functionality. Really?
yeah, I know, man. There's a lot of like
that should have been there from day one.
Yeah. This sort of reminds me. Remember, there was like a huge there's always like exclusivity wars, like
And then there's the issue of games being exclusive to the store when they were previously promised to be on Steam.
Yeah, I know that kind of sucks too. But money always talks.
And
Eric.
then there's the aforementioned crunch and not wanting to support a business that participates in that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean that's pretty much all the consoles and PC supports places like that too, man. I mean, Steam. So, it's like there's that catch-22 thing, man. Like, I'm looking at that Epic Store, and I'm like, if it's having this much problems now, I mean, obviously it's going to improve some, but
they also kind of lied about how like they bought the studio that made Rocket League and how it would still remain on Steam, and yet it's going to be taken off.
I know. Well, I mean, I kind of figured that. That's business, man. That's not a huge issue to me. I mean, maybe to the people that play Rocket League, but I don't know, man. Like it just seems kind of weird to me that whole thing. Like it reminds me of when the consoles were having those exclusive wars. Like, oh well, we got this exclusive and blah blah blah, and then
They still do.
yeah, and they still do. But I'm saying like, it just seems like I think it was Microsoft that was at one point that was just buying up all these properties left and right, and it seemed like they were trying to flood the market with exclusivity, and it kind of ended up backfiring. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting for the Epic Store. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
they made a lot of bad decisions when they did that.
Yeah. Well, you know what's not a bad decision, Breakman?
Mm.
Is going to you for a news story.
Oh, that is a great decision, because coming to us live from RPG site, Udawari Romono Zon releases on September 10th in North America and September 13th in Europe.
Mm-hmm. That's the story there. I mean, I don't think there's much more than
pretty
that.
much it. There's a trailer, but if you're listening to this, you can't hear.
No, that's why you got to be in the chat for every Friday, 7 Eastern time. I know nobody's in the chat today for some reason. That's kind of weird, man. Oh, actually, Avocado Badado is in there, and Commander Rude, and of course Bernie's in there. So they got a few chatters. They come in slowly but
naked.
surely.
Where are they?
I know they'll be there. I mean, don't worry, Breakman.
I'm probably feeling naked's the wrong term though.
Yeah, exactly, man. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at the trailer. Eric, do you know anything about this game? It sort of looks like
it's basically the Muso variant for this series.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has sort of looks like. Tell me if I'm wrong, Eric. You probably will. Sort of looks like it has kind of a Dynasty Warrior element to it, like action-y type thing to it.
It's being made by the Senran Kagura team, though, so it plays a lot more like that, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Oh, but that's a closed tearing apart aspect.
Yeah, well, we want that.
Oh,
too.
well, that was, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you don't want that in this game, for sure.
Yeah, we don't want nudity in game.
Yeah, not in this particular game. Maybe others, man, Yeah, I don't know. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Strategy RPG God Wars: The Complete Legend to release on Steam. Earlier we were talking about Epic, but this is Steam. This June. Is this going to be an exclusive, I wonder, to Steam?
No, this is already released on the PS4 and Switch.
Okay, good. So it announced it will release June 14th on Steam. I'm just saying, is it going to come out on Epic too, or not?
Maybe eventually.
Yeah, this June, original version of the game really, because I would imagine like there wouldn't have to be any different type of coding to go from Epic to Steam, right? Like it's just data. Right? It's not like you're going from PC to a console or vice versa.
I don't think they have any DRM that they're going to implement either.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I wouldn't think it would be a hard thing to get done. So there you go. I'm not big on strategy type games.
Well, I think Kadokawa is actually publishing it themselves instead of NISA.
Really? Oh, that's actually kind of interesting, huh? Well, we'll see. So the Epic Store might get it, but of course we just discussed the Microsoft or the Epic Store. So, okay, Eric, next story.
See, THQ Nordic buys Piranha Bytes, and they are responsible for doing the Gothic and the Risen franchises.
Don't remember those ones. Oh, Risen. I remember Risen. And then they did Elix as well, right?
I want a Reason game.
Elix was not... I want a Reason game too, Breakman. I totally agree. Elix is not a great game, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I never played Elix.
Like, that thing dropped in price, like, so fast. Like, it was...
Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. It just means it didn't sell well.
Well, from the reviews that I saw... it was not
everything that came out in 2017. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's true. But I just have not heard one person say anything great about Elix. Like it not only did it drop like in price really quickly, but like the reviews kind of killed it. Like I don't remember seeing like one good review for Elix. So
and
don't like punch you in the throat or something, Frank. Like,
also,
you seem like David Alfred's game.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't play Arcana, which is Gothic 3, because it's terrible.
Oh, yeah, Arcana, yeah, for sure. Well, here's something that might not be too terrible. Breakman, next story, please.
Coming to us live from RPG Site. Neo 2 gets a gameplay trailer. Announced closed alpha test. Ooh, why would you want to participate in alpha?
I said it was Gothic 3, it was Gothic 4. That's right.
Okay. Yeah, why would you want to participate in an alpha? I don't know, maybe just so you can see the early assets of the game, maybe?
So we can have bug testers without actually paying them.
Yeah, that's what it sounds more like. From May 25th for the June 2nd when this is going on. But yeah, this does sound like they just want free bug testers.
Well, why not? I mean,
because an alpha build, come on, like.
Yeah.
They did this for the first game though, so it's not surprising.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. Looks like more of the same, which is actually really good. Neo's a great game. I played it just a little tiny bit. It reminded me of kind of a more stylish Dark Souls cloney, but just as good. Like there's not. There's not much to complain about with Neo. Eric, you played it. Did you?
I didn't play it.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did.
Is it as brutally hard?
It is as brutally hard.
Okay.
You're talking about Sekiro, I think.
No, maybe no. I was thought you for sure you had played Neo.
No.
But Neo's good. If you like Dark Souls, you'd love this game. It's like I said, it's a little more stylish. It seemed maybe a tad faster paced. I don't know. It's its own thing. Like it deviated from Dark Souls, from what I remember, enough to kind of carve its own.
This is it's more loot driven.
Yeah, Dungeon says Neo's so good. Yeah, I like Neo. So Neo 2 is.
I haven't bought Neo because I've been waiting for a good price on it.
Yeah, and it's definitely not as hard as Sekiro. Sekiro is its own category of hard. Like I think, from what I've seen, and I've seen Eric, you play that game a lot. I think Sekiro.
I need to finish it. I haven't had time to play it.
Sekiro is. Sekiro's kind of how do I say this? It's like it's definitely harder than Bloodborne, but I think it takes thinking, video game thinking to the next level. Like you really have to know what you're doing with that game, like and to help you out. Like I've watched Eric play rather extensively on that game, and it's a definite like brain challenge / reflex challenge type game. Dungeon says it's Neo's like Onimusha but harder. I could definitely see that, Dungeon. That's a great comparison. Thanks for bringing that up. More stylish, she says. Yeah, I think it is more stylish. It looks good. I have Neo. I played, like I said, just a little bit of it, and I'm impressed with what they did.
I heard that at some point Koei Tecmo kind of fucked up with Neo and was like the DLC, and they kind of made playing a New Game Plus basically impossible at some point because of the way that it was balanced.
Yeah. Did I do this story or did you, Breakman?
I did.
You did the Neo story. Okay, Eric, next story, please.
Next story is that is coming west via Spike Chunsoft, and the article needs to load still. Okay, there we go. PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC October. No real date, just that month. It says October 1st, but that could change.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know what day it is.
Anyways, while the original game was an Arrow game that was released for the PC 98 and Windows 98, it has had multiple console releases with erotic content excised from it, which makes me wonder if it was originally intended to not be an erotic game. That was something that they had to do after.
In order, yeah.
And because much like Eve Burst Air, which got lots of multiple console releases after its initial release, it's like we wanted to make this game, but then somebody said we had to put rock elements in it, so we did something we didn't really want to do, and now we get the chance to remake the game in the way we intended.
Yeah.
But this isn't to say that there isn't adult content in the game, because there is nudity in the game, but unfortunately for the Western release, you'll only get that if you get the PC version.
Oh, god damn it, man! What this censorship shit is bullshit, man. Dungeon says, "I just wish they released Neo Complete for the consoles the way they did for PC." What do you mean, Dungeon? Because I got Neo Complete for the PS4. What's different?
There's apparently 2 instances in the game where there's nudity.
Okay. Well,
oh my
okay.
god! Oh my god! I can't handle that. Oh Jesus!
I know. It's like when I remember.
Well, the thing is, like, the minute you put nudity in a game of a certain type, because apparently some games are allowed to get away with this if you're a bigger publisher, but like, I don't know. It just seems like the details on it are flaky, because otherwise you'll just get an A rating.
It's so weird because I remember when Heavy Rain came out, there was a huge nude shower scene in that game, and came out.
Look at the the hot coffee with San Andreas.
Oh, right.
That's a game where you go around murdering people. You can
Yeah.
chop them up, go on rampages
Yep,
and shit
yep,
like that.
yep.
But the thing that people flew off the handle was a perceived blowjob scene.
And it wasn't like that. It was like
And it was the worst animated scene I'd ever seen. God.
it was really bad.
It,
But
it wasn't. It was like they said. They didn't even complete the scene.
yeah,
So,
and
Yeah, Heavy Rain had a sex scene, but like I guess if you're David Cage and you use enough flowery language to cover up the fact that your game's actually not that great, you can get away with not having an A rating.
I don't understand. Like, it's so weird. Like Heavy Rain. I mean, it was really. I mean, it was a shower scene with the full on female nudity and everything.
I mean,
and,
I think the
and then
whole
Lords of Shadow and a couple other games like God of War had like titty harpies and shit.
yeah, like
I mean, the whole AO rating is it's stupid in itself. But if that's fine, but they don't even use it really. Most of these publishers are like, no, no.
Because console platform holders don't want that type of stuff on their system because they're stupid.
well, then don't buy it. That's the whole thing.
No, it's because they don't want to get labeled. They don't want to. They're afraid of dealing with the media. They're afraid of being blacklisted as like the porn company or whatever.
It's basically just risk aversion and for the sake of money.
I always wondered.
They don't want to. They don't want to take the risk of a mom finding out that there are games for adults on the Xbox or the Nintendo or whatever. Like, yeah, there are games for kids too. As an adult, I don't play like a lot. Well, okay, I shouldn't say I play a lot. But
and lately, Sony's got really hard on that stuff.
Yeah,
because their CEO's a piece of shit, I guess.
I don't
along with the
necessarily.
other aspects of their company.
I'm actually wondering what the market is for something like that. Like, if a company took the stance with Sony and said, "Look, we want to become a niche company that does cater to that audience," because there is an audience out there. Why wouldn't a company take that chance? I'm wondering. Like, does Sony just ban them, period, from making stuff for their console?
Sony, all you have to do is make a separate storefront for that kind of material.
Right. It's sort of like back in the day. Breakman would know this, and maybe you too, Eric. But like back in the day, they had like
keep the advertisement that you actually allow this sort of thing on the down low.
Well, let's say magazines that have the black cover in front of them.
Yeah, the black cover, or either like you go to the back into the shady section, and it's like they try to shame you that you're looking at porn and stuff in the back of the video stores. It's like, why are people so ashamed of sex? It's beyond.
The black ones were always my favorite because I'm always like trying to bend them so I could see what was
Breakman was the perv in the store trying to see everything for free. Yeah,
that's true.
Or like you used to go into like 7-Elevens, and before they had the laws, you could just get whatever porn magazine you wanted. But then they redid the laws, and then they had those black covers in front of it, and then you just see Penthouse, Playboy, and you'd have to ask for.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. They used to be able to just walk up and they weren't covered or anything. You just look at them for the most part.
Right, and that's the way it should be. And then, like, if people are worried about kids, then stay with your kids and don't let them look at it. It's like, it's so simple. It's like
I'm sick of this. We have to wrap the world around people's kids.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Also, before we finish with this article, there's each version of the game for the consoles gets its own like special bonus. And I think the PS4 version has a free version of the 8-Bit Uno's Great Adventure game.
Okay.
And, no wait, that's for the Switch version. The PlayStation gets a mini cloth poster featuring one of the characters in the game. And the Steam version, I think, has nothing.
Yeah. I like the extra game.
Nothing other than the fact that you get more titty. Maybe.
Yeah, the game might be the better incentive for the 8-bit game, but Dungeon says Frank is right. I just wish they did a physical version for the complete version for Neo. Yeah,
I think they're selling 8-bit Uno's Great Adventure separately if you want to still play that afterwards. But if you get on the Switch, you get it for free.
Yeah, there you go. Dungeon Buster says naked people are scary. Apparently, I don't know what the U.S. has it in for especially the female nipple dungeon. It's like it's so weird and archaic to me. Like I mean, and I'm not coming from a perverted sense. I'm just coming from a common sense sense. You know, it's like
Yeah,
like,
I'm coming from the perverted sense.
well, and maybe I
Also, Japan's double standards on like male and female beauty and art and purity and stuff like that when they have a penis festival.
yeah, I know, it's so weird, man. Crowds at Xmas are funny. Parents asking for the most violent games with gratuitous skin for their grade schoolers everywhere. Do you have X game? My son wants it. It's rated M. Because it's pretty gory and there's sex, but it's fake, right? Yeah, exactly. They don't care. Like, but when it comes to like boobs, like I remember when God of War came out. Oh boy, people were losing their fucking mind because there was some tits
that's
in
what
it.
they do have a vagina festival in Japan too. Not just a penis festival.
Okay.
And I don't think it's nearly as upplayed though.
I mean,
And they have problems. They still have problems with the artistic representation of genitalia because that stuff's censored in Japan.
oh my god, I know. It's ridiculous.
They still don't show pubic hair from what I gather.
And people make fun of Japanese people for liking like the tentacle porn and stuff like that. It's because everything else is blocked out.
Then they made tentacle porn specifically to get around the fact that
Yeah.
genitalia were censored.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. More ridiculousness. Eric, you might as well take this since you did the
Yeah, you know.
you know what I'm talking about, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, the censorship changes. Let's see. The Sala Oasis scene. It says the sunbeam is placed over Sala's naked lower body, and then there's symbols that says some cursor interaction symbols have been replaced with the investigation symbol. The story content and gameplay remains the same. Only the cursor symbol itself has been replaced.
Yeah. So this.
I don't know. Maybe the cursor looks a little too phallic or something.
Probably.
It's probably not intentional. It's just the way it is.
Maybe it was intentional.
This isn't that kind of game.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, come on, man. Like, really, you're gonna change the cursor? It's so dumb. Like I don't.
Some of us like adult jokes, like there's a dildo, you know, like me.
weird
I
thing
like
is,
that
I
kind of
think-
stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Weird thing is, I think the Switch version would have probably been the same as the Japanese Nintendo Switch version, but the only reason it isn't is because they're probably doing a straight port of the PS4 version, which is why we're ending up with censorship. on the Switch.
Why are things
if
opposite?
they want to use like an icon that's a penis, I would find that funny.
It would be probably
Personally.
pretty funny. Or even
Especially like if when it's like soft and then when you click on the icon it
gets hard.
or something.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
I totally agree, Breakman. I think stuff like that is kind of tongue in cheek, and I think you should be allowed to get away with it. And if you want to put a mature rating on it, then feel free. You know, I mean, every time I go to GameStop and I see a younger person trying to buy a game, they ask for ID for it. So it's not, you know, there's an age wall to it.
Back
So
when I ran a game shop, I remember specifically, it was the time when San Andreas came out. That was playing a lot of San Andreas at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a parent who came in with a child who was probably like 11, and they specifically wanted San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, do you know what this is? And she said no.
Mm-hmm.
And I went off and started explaining to her, like, you go around, you're a criminal who's committing crimes, so you do murders. There are prostitutes. You can pay for sex. You can't see any nudity or anything like that, but you can still play a prostitute for sex and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she just stared at her kid for like a moment.
didn't even realize. But see, you did your job.
Yeah, like
Breakman.
she was pretty upset with him at the time because he tried to slip one by on her. You know, kids do that kind of stuff.
Right, and they will from now until the dawn of time. That's what kids do.
And honestly, the stuff that goes on in that game, I mean, I've seen kids play it, and it's, you know, some kids can handle it, some couldn't. That kid probably could have handled it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not his choice; it's his parents' choice.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he doesn't get to decide what's appropriate for him at his age. His parents get to decide that.
Yeah, Dungeon says Break did the responsible thing. I totally agree. I mean, that's what you do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do when you're in that position. You know, you're the adult in the room, and if you need to explain to another clueless adult that this is what goes on, although I think I think adults are
You
getting.
said people don't give kids enough credit for being sneaky.
Right.
Definitely don't.
That's definitely true, but that's in kids' nature. It's not.
I not only worked at a game store, just ran a game store, but I also worked at a kids arcade for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Kids can be freaking devious,
Yes,
even
of
little
course.
kids.
Of course they can, man. I mean, that's the nature of kids. It's not that they're bad by nature. Kids are not bad. They're curious and they try to get away as much.
They're gonna
as much
try
as
and get
possible.
around stuff. They're gonna poke at the edges of a fence to see
Yes,
See
absolutely.
if there's a way out.
They're
Yeah.
gonna try to see if they can get around rules and regulations. That's what kids
Right.
do. I mean, that's just what they do. But you guys know how we feel about censorship for sure. So whatever. I think it's dumb, and I don't think it should have happened. They should not have taken that scene out. I mean, at all. I mean, if a kid can't handle seeing full frontal nudity from a guy or a girl, I mean, what are you doing as a parent? Like, if you're not, talking with your kids and saying, yeah, that's the way a female looks, that's the way a male looks. I mean, that's what we all look like. I mean, we have the same parts. It's not. I don't know. It's so stupid. Dungeon says we did the same thing and suggested other games that were also awesome, just not like that game for their kid. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You offer alternatives. This is I know, and you could point to the kid and say, I know why you want to play that game, but we got plenty of other games that you can play that are every bit as good as Grand Theft Auto, and there are some. So
And he said it was still the parents' decision, though. If they wanted it, they wanted it.
Right.
Like, yeah, and there are a lot of parents that don't care. Like it's not just that one parent I would
Look,
talk.
instead of playing Grand Theft Auto,
Okay.
you can play Simpsons Hit and Run instead.
Simpsons Hit and Run was a great game.
That was a good game.
Yeah, I
like
that
that.
game. Yeah, it's a great game, and there wasn't a lot of gratuitous. I mean, there was violence, but obviously there was none of the GTA type stuff.
There are a lot of Simpsons games, not a lot of good ones. Hit and Run was one of the good ones.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll do
That and the arcade game are the only two I can think of.
Kind of a shame that I never got an HD remaster.
Yeah. Breakman, you want to do the next story, please?
Coming to us live from scrolling up, live from Silicon Era, the house in Fata Morgana, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita versions opened their doors in May and June 2019.
Yeah.
Where's my Switch version?
Yeah, exactly. I'll play it on the PS4. Yeah, I don't mind.
It'll arrive digitally on the Vita on May 28th, and then
But
on
what?
June
Wait a
11th
minute.
for
What was
PlayStation
this?
4.
What's a Vita?
I don't know. I just read it.
Okay.
I'm looking at it, and it says, at least I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. Vita.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe Vita, but I thought Vita. Anyway, then June 11th for the PlayStation 4. They'll both be $39.99. However, physical versions of the game have also been announced on May 31st. Limited run games will begin taking orders. One batch will be sold at 7 a.m. through 9 a.m. 7 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, the second one will appear at 3 p.m. Why are you backwards? You're screwing me up because I'm on the East Coast. I'm used to Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Standard copies will be $49.99 each. However, an $84.99 collector's edition will be sold. This will include the game, a 6 CD soundtrack. That's pretty sweet. 60-page art book and 8x24
That's a lot of soundtrack for a visual novel.
Yeah.
That is a goddamn lot of soundtrack. You don't get that for a lot of games. You usually get the CD sampler of the soundtrack.
Yeah, you're exactly
They
right.
might have included the guide in this game though, so that might be a reason.
If I had the money, I'd get the PS4 version for sure. If I had the collector's PS4, if I had the money.
I need to contact Manga Gamer and see if they're doing the console release of this game because I'd like to review it.
Oh, there you go. Dungeon says Hit and Run has a great speed run too. What is it, like 15 seconds, Dungeon Buster? It's like you can beat what is it, The Witness in like a minute. But
yeah, it's called Stop Playing It.
no, you can actually play it and you can beat that game in like a minute and a half.
How is that possible?
It's possible. You just watch
Is
the.
like the final area of the game like available to you? You just need to learn the clues.
Yeah.
And if you know how to do it, you could just beat the game.
Yeah, if you know how to do it, you just do it. But I mean, there's videos on it for sure, Eric. You can check out.
I would think load times and stuff like
Eric,
that, it would take longer.
Yeah, it would take longer for the load times, pretty much. Eric, I have a question for you before I get on to the last story. What is a really good visual novel that you would recommend for a beginner on the PlayStation 4 or Switch? Like, what would you like recommend a beginning visual novelist to play?
That depends on if you're playing an Otome or not.
One with some romance, like something like that's really good, like kind of a romantic visual novel.
Uh, since Caller X Malice is not on the PS4, it's on the Vita. I'm gonna have to say, Code Realize, the Bouquet of Rainbows for PS4, because that includes Code Realize and then the first fan disc game.
Okay, and you can just like jump in right away, and you don't have to have any backstory or anything. Is it like an original story or what?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then that's what I might get for Bernie, because she's been kind of curious about those visual novels that we talk about every week. So there you go. All right, last story that we got for you guys today. Comes to us from Silicon Era. Onanaki gets an August 22nd release date for Japan on PS4 and Switch. And there's a new trailer, which I'm playing right now. And I'll give you a quick overview. As players journey as Kagachi, a young watcher who ushers lost souls into the next world, they will bond and harness the power of demons, a special type of lost soul who could not be reincarnated. These powerful souls will assist the player in battle with each, so it's like maybe like a mini summon, sort of sounds like, with each demon representing a different weapon type. Players will be able to manage their demon skills and switch them between in real time to deal devastating blows to their enemies and with unique attacks and power-ups. It looks good.
Frank, to answer your question about the Switch, you could get Steins Gate Elite. That's also a PS4 game.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really romance centric, but it does have those elements in it.
Okay, all right. I like the first one. I think a tad better from what you're describing.
You should probably check out Steins Gate after that, though.
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at this trailer. It sort of looks like a Diablo-esque type game, Onanaki. This is the first time I've seen a trailer for it, but it's got a really cool cel-shaded kind of art style. So always
kind of mad, but not surprised that Square is only doing digital release in the West
of this game, Onanaki. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everything's going to go digital. I think we got one more generation.
It's weird because like I am Setsuna had a physical PS4 release, but not a physical Switch release. And Lost Sphere did get a physical release on both platforms, but they're doing digital release again.
Yeah, I don't mind it, Eric. I'm kind of getting away from from physical media because, like, what I have envisioned for my future is getting a small house, like a tiny house, and I'm not gonna have. I mean, I got 2 small towers, like almost filled with media, and I can't do much more of that. You know, if I have a small house, I can't. You know, the space to me is going to be more important.
You need a storage facility or something.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that because that's extra money. You know, I mean, I'm going to have a shed and stuff, but I don't want to put all my shit in the shed. You know, I want to be able to, you know, so like digital works fine for me. I just wish they could get it to the point where everything was cloud based and didn't have lag, like, you know, like a live service type thing.
I just wish there were options for people who rather play it that way.
Yeah, I know, and. You know, I used to be big on physical copies, but the more and more
like pretty much we're at the point where Square is doing a lot of digital only releases of stuff to save money, and the only reason they get physical releases at all in Asia is because like places like China don't have an eShop.
Yeah.
And me and Frank are at the point where we don't need any more stuff because stuff just takes up space.
Yeah, I agree, Breakman. And especially, like I said, I mean, my house is going to be probably, 40 feet long, 45 foot long. So it's not, you know, not a trailer or anything, but it's just, when you have that little a space, when you say you have 200 square feet of space, like towers take up a square foot of space, and that alters your... you know, your whole living, and I'm not willing to, like, you know, fill my whole house up with physical copies of games anymore. You know, it just digital to me is a great thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, and I don't know. I like it, and I don't know.
Like I got a basement full of like rubber bends and shit filled with stuff that a lot of time just never gets used. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there for sure. You can't get enough of the stuff. Just don't let it eat you. The dungeon says. See, that's the thing, man. Like it. My mom is not a pack rat, but she's not a hoarder. But there's like a lot of clutter.
I can't believe Dungeon Bus referenced this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff is a good movie, man. I mean, it's a so bad it's good type movie. But it's, I don't know. I just think it's time that we leave less of a carbon footprint, and that's one way of doing it. Is like having less like physical shit in your house. You know, like I was thinking about like I want a couple of TVs. You know, one for the living room, one for the bedroom. Obviously, I'm not going to get rid of my physical copies of games. I love them, and they're cool, and they look nice. But, stuff like that, you just really got to think about the future and where things are going. And it looks like, I think the next generations might be the last generation where we have physical media. And I'm okay with it. You know, I'm ready to move on. It's 2019. It's not 1980 or 90 or 2000 anymore. You know, so
the only thing I worry about is when we go to that future and, 20 years later, will we be able to play those games?
Yeah, that's
because the game industry is notoriously bad at preserving source code and like doing emulations or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but
not just that, but like for instance, like the 360 games that are free downloads for now.
Yeah.
Unless you have like web access, internet access. Why is it web access?
Web access.
The
like
the 90s.
Yeah. Do you have Netscape on your computer still? Yeah.
I lose. I quit. Whatever my argument was, it's over with.
All right, I'm gonna skip homie discounts. There's stuff on the PlayStation Store, but I didn't have a chance to kind of did that. So we're gonna move on to. We're going to move on to Dear Breakman. Dear Breakman, do we have any questions this week?
Oh, so before we do that, so there's no like good sales. I was wondering, do you think the Switch is going to go on sale soon?
I
PS4.
don't foresee a Switch price drop, but I do foresee a PlayStation drop real soon. And maybe
I just retweeted that someone on, I guess, eBay or whatever is Nintendo's selling refurbished Switch for $260.
Yeah, that might be an indicator. Maybe some type of not necessarily a price drop, but this Christmas you might be able to get like a good bundle, Breakman. Like you might get a Switch with a free game or something. And I don't know what that free game would be. Maybe a Mario, which would be really cool and would get you
Super
started.
Mario Maker bundle. That's what will happen.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you recommend, Eric, between a PS4 at this point? Would you recommend a PS4 Pro or a Switch to get? Like if you
Switch, because the PS5 is going to play PS4 games, and I'll probably just take advantage of the Pro supported features which exist in those games.
Yeah, you might be right, man. I mean, I was lucky enough to attain a PS4.
Like I'm not even gonna get a PS4 Pro now because I can just wait.
Yeah, I agree. That's sound reasoning. I see where you're going there, but we're going to talk more about the PS5 in a minuto. So, anything on Dear Breakman?
Okay, let me see. First, we have something from Freak. He says, "How was the show?" He was asking our special guest last week, and he answered his own question with, "Oh wait, better than Dragon Quest VIII."
Oh, god damn him! He's exiled. Where are you at, Freak5? You haven't been here in like 3 weeks, you son of a bitch. I do see Joja1337 is in chat, and of course I mentioned Dungeon Buster, and S1 Faka is in chat. You need S1 Faka. You need to tell me how to pronounce that, if there's any meaning behind that, because that's I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I just want to keep saying "Faka you, Faka me, Faka you."
Exactly. All right. So what do we got, Break?
From Adam J. Whitlich, which is at Adam J. Whitlich on Twitter. He's not afraid. I'd be afraid to put my name out there. Just saying. He said, show was great. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. We had a lot of fun having you on.
Yeah, we did. It was a ton of fun. If the people are just joining us and just listening to the show for the first time, last episode we had Adam Whitlatch. Thanks for mispronouncing his name, Breakman. Only you, man.
But what did I say? I said Whitlatch, right?
You said Whitlatch. Whitlatch. It's Whitlatch. Like latch. Yeah. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. He's an author. He did War of the Worlds Goliath. If you guys have seen that anime. So ton of fun. We had fun with Adam. Hopefully we'll get him on to do an update with his video game that he's creating single-handedly, which I give him a lot of props for, because fuck if I would ever create a video game by myself. But anyways, what do we got?
We still need to make the RPGrinders video game.
Yeah, that's been going on for how many years now, Eric?
The next one's going to have you going on a rant for a little bit. So.
All right.
This was from Freak. He said, Frank said that no one has said they love their private health insurance. My private health insurance was my Sweeto earlier this year. I pooped today.
Yeah.
I don't know how are those related, but he also said I pay less in premiums than I would pay without the insurance. I would like to not pay the premiums, but since it currently isn't an option, I love my current private insurance better than what I previously had.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, Frank. I'm gonna mute myself and let you go.
Okay.
I want to answer Break's question about how they're related. I think maybe you get discount if you let them know you pooped today.
There you go, man. I like that.
You should. You're right.
Yeah.
Like they charge smokers extra for smoking. They should charge us less for pooping.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
I healthily pooped today.
Healthily pooped. I like that. Okay, here's my. It's not going to be a rant. And I think I made the point to Freak 5. It's like, I understand where people are coming from, and they're freaking out with Medicare for All, right? They're like, oh, I love my private insurance, I just go and there's no problems, et cetera, et cetera. But very few times have I heard somebody with like cancer say that. Because I guarantee if you go, even with your badass insurance that you think you have, and you don't think that you're going to have problems, wait till you have something major happens to you. Maybe Freak 5 has had something major.
And it's not like everybody else can get that insurance.
Yeah, and like in
you're lucky that you're able to get that kind of insurance.
Right, you're in a position.
Most other people won't be able to.
Right, I think there's 30 million Americans that don't have that opportunity. So I agreed with Freak 5 in the sense of having some insurance is better than no insurance. I mean, I'm, a poster boy for that. I mean, I don't have insurance and it sucks, but I think Medicare for All would make a lot of people happy, because if you're not paying all those premiums every month to month on your check, and you add up what you don't pay, what you pay in premiums, and you don't have to pay that anymore, and you get to keep the same doctors and get the same treatments and maybe better medication and stuff like that. Because I know when I did have private health insurance, it fucking sucked, because I would have to argue with, why do you ever have to argue with the private insurance company? If a doctor prescribes you something, you're supposed to insure it. End of story. That's it. It's like, I don't know. I have a problem with the private health insurance industry. Number one, they charge too much. And number two, you always have to quibble with them over something, it seems. Maybe Freak 5 had way better insurance than I ever did, and that's definitely a possibility. But I know how many times that I, was fucked with by private insurance companies. So, fuck them for the most part. I know there's some good ones out there, and there should be an option. Like if Medicare for All goes into effect, you should always have the option, if you want to pay private insurance for some weird reason, for the same coverage, for the same things that you do now, and the possibility that you're going to fight with them. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't fight with Medicare for All for certain things, because my parents have Medicare, so I know that whole scheme too. But I think if we move to a Medicare for All system, there would be no qualms about actually treating people with the illnesses that they have. So, it's just, I I don't know. To me, it's a no-brainer. Go if we have it as a country a chance to get Medicare for all, and somebody like Freak Five or Break or Eric that are currently working and don't have to pay that on their fucking check every 2 weeks, and they can take that money home and spend it on other stuff and not have to worry about healthcare. I think that's a big trade-off, even if you have to pay maybe a couple more bucks in regular taxes. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good trade-off. And then you don't have to worry about a risk pool or, how many people are sick as opposed to not. It's like everybody takes care of everybody in this country. And I think that's kind of the spirit of the United States. We're supposed to take in the huddle masses and the poor and kind of work with people a little bit to make this a better country. So I'm all for Medicare for all. Sorry, Breakman. Anything else?
Everything's about capitalism. Fuck capitalism.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, Eric.
Speaking of Frank going on rants, at Freak5KO says, I think Lego Movie Part 2 predicted Robert Pattinson as Batman. Alright, go ahead, Frank.
Oh, boy. I had a chance to think about it. I'm going to give Robert Pattinson a fair shake. I don't see it working.
Wait, who voices Batman and Lego Batman?
Robert Pattinson, for all I know, man.
It is?
I don't know, man. I'm guessing. But, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a shot. Like, I was skeptical of, who else?
Based on everything you've told me, like the other movies has been, they're all shit-tier movies. Who cares if they were in theaters and people knew about them?
No, I understand.
They didn't
Eric,
have any critical acclaim. It's like, he probably just got handed those roles and he just did it for a paycheck.
No, I disagree. I think he had a choice of what movies to go and what not to go to. But I think he's just a terrible actor. That was, man, I got a lot of flack for that shit, man. Like, I honestly think that
Sparkly Batman.
Yeah, Sparkly
Will
Batman.
Arnett was Batman.
Oh.
Will Arnett. Oh yeah, and he was fine. He's just a bad actor in my view. It's just my personal opinion, and I kind of let my personal opinion get in the way of things. It could be a whole Heath Ledger type thing, and maybe Robert Pattinson takes Batman to the next level. I'm going to give him a shot.
What did Heath Ledger do before he was Joker that he was known for being terrible at?
Nothing. Heath Ledger was a good actor.
He was in the first movie. I'll check the IMDb for the second movie.
Yeah,
he wasn't in the first movie.
Yeah. He was. I can't think of anything. See, that's the difference, Eric. Like, you could look at Heath Ledger's career before he did Joker, and there was nothing to complain about. He did Brokeback Mountain. He did, just off the top of my head, he did movies that I've seen him in that I'm like, that guy's a pretty good fucking actor. I've never seen anything with Robert Pattinson in it that I was like, oh man, he's so good.
Apparently, people thought it was a joke that he was going to be the Joker because I guess. Maybe there's some slight homophobia going on there because he was in Brokeback Mountain, which is about that story.
Well, there's a possibility.
About a gay dude.
I didn't even think about that, man. That's see, A Knight's Tale is another good one with Heath Ledger. Dungeon Buster brought up.
That's right.
It does not appear that he was in this movie either.
Yeah, I didn't think he was, man. But I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot, Eric. You kind of changed my mind on that, and I'll just wait till it comes out before I. Go off the deep end.
Speaking of movies, guess what got delayed?
What got delayed, man?
Yeah, the Sonic movie got delayed till February 14th, Valentine's Day.
I knew it. As soon as that bullshit went around, I knew they were going to do that. They're doing a major rehaul on that character. I disagree.
So either they're doing a major rehaul, or they need time for all the merchandise to get replaced with the new artwork.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Or because they realize that they have no chance in November anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a good change. I think that gives them a couple of months. I
now they don't have to do crunch time because.
Yeah, I disagree with Tiger Claw. Tiger Claw thinks that they're just going to do facial changes to Sonic. I think they're doing a major overhaul, man. I think they.
I hope they give him a bulge.
I hope so too.
Freak out.
I bet you anything. It has less to do with the internet outrage and has everything to do with Sega being completely unhappy with it.
It could be that, or it could be the backlash that they did get, man. I mean,
that probably helped, but I'm sure Sega complaining was a big factor.
Yeah, I'm sure
I want
too.
Sonic wearing a cot piece.
Oh man, that would be so great, man. God damn, that would be the greatest thing ever, man. All right,
No, I'd be so upset.
I know. All right, break. What else we got, man?
Okay. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the cod piece thing. Let's see here. Oh, this is for Dear Breakman. Bridget, I'm sorry, Bernie asks, Manscape or no, Dear Breakman?
Okay.
What, like a razor to the body? Oh, only if you're gonna kill somebody.
No, Manscaped, man. Like, you know.
Oh,
like
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh yeah. By the way, that was my Sweeto of well, if it pans out, I'll be a Sweeto. But...
Dungeon says poor Sonic movie. Yeah, poor Sonic.
I mean, then again, like Alita got delayed a couple times, and it was better for it. So
yeah, I haven't seen Alita. I gotta go see Alita. When it comes out.
you probably give it a month, and it'll come out on Redbox.
Yeah. So Breakman.
My response to Manscape or no Manscape is, do you want to die a virgin or not?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What does manscaping have to do with virginity?
Yeah. What? Like what?
And who cares? Virginity is a social construct.
Okay. So what? Okay, Breakman. So what are we?
Huh?
What are we talking about here? Like, the question is to Manscape or not to Manscape. I think that's the question. So. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a really hairy guy, like no woman's gonna be like, like you're gonna take your shirt off and there's like a carpet underneath. No woman's gonna be like, oh yeah.
Unless they're really into that sort of thing.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's true.
That's true too. So you're kind of like more on the manscaping type thing, is what I'm guessing.
I'm gonna suggest it if you are somebody who has unruly body hair or for instance a hairy back. Like
Okay.
nobody wants a hairy
Okay.
back.
Okay. All right. I understand that. What do you think, Eric? Manscape or no Manscape?
Well, only with the hairy back thing, I think. Like if it's to the point where you're so hairy in your back that you might as well be Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
I like.
Nobody wants a hairy back. Just nobody.
I like
It
chicks.
probably itches too, so it's like, sure, shave that shit off.
I want a chick with a hairy back, man. Bernie, get a hairy back. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally
I wish
kidding.
I didn't have to shave my face. I hate shaving my face.
Yeah, I agree. Like shaving my face is like one of the worst things ever, man. A little bit of manscaping if it's unruly, of course. Why not? You know, I'm okay with that. Break. I agree with you, Break. Totally agree. Harry and the Hendersons Dungeon says, yeah, for sure. Okay, anything else we got, Break?
Yeah, there is one more, and I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should answer this one because I can make Eric very mad with some of the things I could say, even though I would just be joking. I just really piss him off.
I wouldn't. Oh, wait, what questions you get?
Okay, here we go.
I didn't see these over the weekend because your status is unlocked, so I barely ever see them.
Oh, well, yeah, I could fix that.
My RPGrinders status isn't locked.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I could fix that for you, Eric.
I'm also hardly ever on Twitter, so that's.
Oh yeah, well that's the problem. But if you're on Twitter, if you hit that notification like star button, I just learned this actually. Like it changes it from top tweets, what is top tweets, to real time tweets. So it's much better. I like it way better. So if you hit that little star button on Twitter, like you could see more of what your friends are tweeting instead of like what Twitter wants you to see. Yeah, for sure. So
I got a lot of promotion stuff on my phone app.
Yeah. What's the question? Break.
Hold on, I'm trying to unlock myself on Twitter. How do I unlock myself?
What? Okay. Well, while we're waiting.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, from Glitterina723 on Twitter, if a man prefers a woman with a penis under her skirt and stockings, does that mean he's gay? Well, yeah. Kidding. I'm kidding, Eric. I'm kidding.
what was
it
what's
again?
the question?
I was trying to process all of that.
Yeah, me too.
I was kidding.
What? I know
if a
you.
man prefers a woman with a penis under her skirt and stockings, does that mean he's gay?
No.
No, I don't think it does.
Have you forgotten about this thing called being pansexual or bisexual?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, Eric,
Or
like
queer?
Yeah, there's no. I mean, it's kind of an odd question, but I kind of see where Glitterina is coming from. I don't think it would be considered gay. There's other forms of being a person. You know, I mean,
I will honestly say it depends if you're talking about a cross-dresser or somebody who identifies as a woman.
okay, that's a good point. There you go. That's a very very good point. Break.
I still can't figure out how to unlock my profile.
Damn, weird, man. What's going on?
What did I do? I don't know how to fix this.
Somebody might have complained about you, man. You might have got locked out of your shit. I don't know. Somebody complained about me one time because I said, I hope the president gets pancreatic cancer, because he was making fun of, I think it was Harry Reid that had pancreatic cancer, which is a really,
I'm
really bad.
non-binary, so like even if like I was sexually attracted to that, it wouldn't make me gay either.
Yeah.
I've just got to say that I'm very lucky that nobody complained about that. You know, I can't tell a president to kill himself, but if Trump wants to commit suicide, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah,
I'm going to know I complain about that. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
And Trump's so stupid, I'm surprised he hasn't accidentally killed himself.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised too. No, he's too into himself.
Videos
He probably has a nanny like taking care of him all times. That nanny is probably Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh God. Oh. What were you saying, Brake?
Like, there's so many times you see videos of him just being completely stupid, like boarding an airplane and not being able to figure out how to close an umbrella.
Yeah, that's
or walking past his car and not being able to figure out where it is. And
I don't know if that's...
To be fair to the umbrellas, sometimes they're just designed like shit.
No, I was gonna say, Eric.
Don't defend him.
No, I was gonna say, like, here's about as much defense.
That's why I said defending the umbrella.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna
defend the umbrella. That's fine.
I'm not gonna defend Trump, but I think up to this point he's lived. Even though he's a broke motherfucker, he's one of the brokest people ever in the history of being broke. But he's done it right because he's always, like, you know, flaunted the good life. But I think he's led a life of privilege, Breakman. And I think, like, privileged people don't know how to do real people things. You know what I mean? Like it's probably unheard of for him to open the door at Trump Tower by himself. You know what I'm saying? Simple, stupid things like that. Like you and I would just, if we went to a hotel, we would just open the door. Like him, like if there was no doorman there, he'd probably look around like I have
really,
to open the door.
you haven't paid attention to what other people are doing?
Yeah. I know other people would walk in and like go in and come out, and he'd be sitting there like, and finally he'd stop somebody like after a couple hours, like, "Well, how do I get in here?"
Yeah, well, you see, that's things like that. That's what I'm talking about. Like maybe at dinner, like he wouldn't dare eating salad with a regular fork. He'd need a salad fork or something, like stupid shit like that. You know, like he would never, like in my neighborhood, not my current neighborhood, but well, even in this neighborhood, like he wouldn't know.
He probably wears a bib when he eats.
Bib, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like there's certain things like he wouldn't know. I don't, I guess, fault him for it because that's the type of life that he's lived his entire life.
I bet they give him the crayons and the stuff to draw when he goes to a public
and he wears the pens because he's never gotten off the diapers.
Right.
Yeah. And he never colors in between the lines either. He always screws up.
Yeah.
Like why'd you color that person blue? I don't know. Well, why'd you like draw on the table?
I told you.
No, the quote line from Billy Madison. I never seen a blue duck before, so I drew it blue.
Either that or like you know, he just like the teacher gives him specific instructions to like color within the lines, and it's all like shitty, like yeah, it's just like all out of the lines and shit. It's like, why didn't you stay in the lines? Yeah.
Donald, what's the alphabet? Can you repeat that for me? Sure. A B
D Y M O P.
See that? Let's see that girl over there. I'm gonna grab her pussy.
Exactly. Oh man, I wonder who taught him to be like that. Like, I wonder if his dad was like a real misogynistic piece of shit.
Well, his apparently he was so bad as a kid they sent him to military school.
Ugh, gross.
Like he was that much of a delinquent.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad's like brother is like a total piece of shit, and he inherited a total piece of shit gene.
his dad is notorious racist.
Yeah, well, that I knew.
There's no way he didn't make money through criminal behavior.
Yeah, no question about it, man. We're going to talk a little more about that, but for now, you don't have any more to break, man, do you? Break?
No, manscaping and are they gay or not?
Yeah, I say no. Definitively.
What did I say? That was.
I think you said it depended.
There was some feedback. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a definite no on my part. I think Eric feels the same. I think we're pretty much in agreement there. All right,
this is a different time we live in.
Yeah.
It's not like gender is a whole. There's a whole different definition of gender anymore. Basically.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and which is fine. I mean, people are people. That's what I say.
Whatever. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Exactly, man. All right, let's move on, guys.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Break.
Nothing new.
Borderlands.
Yeah, the Borderlands. The pre-sequel where you work for the bad guy from the sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty fun. He's just an asshole, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Speaking of assholes, look who's in chat. No, I'm kidding. Slagar's in chat. What's up, Slagar? I didn't mean to.
Wow, what the hell just happened?
I know. I just saw Slagar in there,
this
man.
This is why we don't have that many people.
I know. But welcome aboard, Slagar.
They join and immediately they get called assholes.
Well,
I mean, what the hell?
Obviously, I was joking, Slagar. Slagar's definitely not an asshole. I mean, maybe a butthole. I don't know, but an asshole, I cannot call Slagar an asshole at all. No, Slagar's a good friend of the show. Welcome on in, Slagar. Appreciate you joining the show. We're getting to what we've been playing. Eric, what have you been playing?
And I also
he says maybe.
I was gonna say. We've also been playing South Park, which has announced that there is going to be a new deck coming soon. I'm excited.
Ooh, exciting.
A deck? Is that for what? Phone Destroyer?
Yeah, Phone Destroyer. Like each, basically, it's a different character type. Like there's the Old West type. There's the science fiction type. There's the knights and magic type, and then there's like the religious type. Which is like healing. So one is more focused on healing, and others on like direct damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, Slagar says maybe. So maybe he's an asshole. No, he's not an asshole. Slagar's a good dude. Follow him on Twitter @Slagar. All right, what else you been playing? Break? Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Eric, what have you been playing?
More London Detective Mysteria. I'm almost done with Holmes' route before, and then there's like 4 other characters I have to play through after that. But it should go a lot faster after I get through the one.
All right.
But because like the character routes only last about like 3 chapters.
Okay.
But other than that, I played a little bit of Agalos, which is that Wonder Boy clone.
Okay.
And another game which and another game which I think is still under embargo, but it's I can just mention the game. It's the Trails of Cold Steel 2.
Ooh.
PS4.
Wow, an exclusive on RPGrinders. I like it, man. That's cool, man. I thought that
it's not exclusive. Other people are playing it.
I know they're playing it, but I thought you weren't supposed to talk about it.
You're not supposed to talk about it, but you can mention the name.
Oh, okay. Well,
mentioning a name's fine, just not talking about details.
Okay. All right. So let's just keep it.
I just like to err on the side of caution when
I
don't mention a name for a game I'm playing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. I've been playing obviously MPQ. Iconoclast. I'm really impressed with that game, man. It's like an old school, like Super Nintendo type game, and it's got some fun features in it, man. There's nothing super special about it, but it's.
I like how forgiving the final battle is, because like it's a multi-phase battle, and like if you die at one phase, you just reset from that phase.
Oh yeah, that's a cool feature of Iconoclast for sure. I have not played all the way through. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I'll probably have a review for it next week, and then I also played just a tiny bit of Last of Us. I got a little bit further. Last of Us is. I know Dungeon Buster's he's really into stealth, but I suck at stealth, so it's one of those games where there are a lot of times where you have to be super stealthy, and it's really hard for me to be stealthy. And then like the parts where you're not supposed, it confuses me because I'm in a part now in a museum where all these soldiers are coming after me, and I don't really know what to do. Like you can't stealth around them, but if you're aggressive and you try to shoot them all, like the soldiers kick your ass. So I don't really know.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, like there's like if you play on easy difficulty, you get the easy gun, which just has unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
Asking had a shitty range, but it's like 100% guaranteed to put enemies to sleep.
Yeah.
I did not like that game. But is there a place like you can force them into a choke point or something?
Yeah, well, it's kind of open actually. There's like 3 entry points, and you have 2 other people with you, but they get overrun really easy. Like you can't. It's not that you have to babysit them; they're capable, but it's one of those games where to me it seems like more of a puzzle game. Like you have to figure out like, how can I get around this situation and in what manner? And there's like no environmental kill type stuff. So if there was something like that, like I would have an easier time. But it's
Could you use your NPCs as bait?
No, because they won't stir up the crowd. Like they're very good at like hiding. You know what I mean? Like the soldiers will see you before they see anyone else. So it's like I really don't know what to do, and I don't want to be one of these guys that always looks at Let's Plays to get through choke points or but I'm thinking that I just don't have it when it comes to that type of gameplay. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing I'm going to have to like look at a Let's Play and see how people did it. And then I guarantee once I see how people did it, I'm going to be like, really? That's what I needed to do type thing, It's like, God damn it, man. How do you figure those things out?
Well, it doesn't help when the game doesn't telegraph that you could do that.
Yeah, there's like no... Like I looked at it and I was like, how like in the Uncharted games, like there's a visual clue, like the camera will pan to something and it kind of shows you like maybe a path that you can take to do something with, whether it's like shoot a barrel or there's nothing like that in this section, and to me it's a little frustrating. I don't know, man. I'll probably have to look at a Let's Play and get by that. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. Let's
like I can only other things I can think of is maybe there's some place in the environment you can get cover, or you could just do the standard like or just like circle jump type thing.
Yeah, that's
at least in Metal Gear Solid 3,
fight him.
You could throw a magazine on the ground and that'll create noise.
But it's not like a first-person shooter
like
type
Snake
game.
Eater at all.
There's like
Snake Eater just pissed me off. I like the Solid, or was it Metal Gear Solid 2? What was that one called?
Yeah.
Just 2? Okay, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2 / Substance.
Yeah. I don't know. I just it's not like a shooter type game where you have tons of ammo either. Like you have a gun with like 20 bullets, and it definitely takes more.
So like so strafing or like jump strafing, anything like that.
No, it's
either. So there has to be some place you can get some sort of cover then.
I'm guessing.
Or some place you could hide.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
It's something like that. I'm guessing.
Now I know that there's a mechanic within.
Not ever played this game before, just from talking about shooters and stuff.
Yeah. There's a mechanic in the game that I haven't gotten down yet, like where if you get close enough to a soldier, I did it once, where you can grab him and like put your gun to his head and kind of use him as hostage bait, but you only have like a certain amount of time before the soldier's like, fuck this, and he starts, getting away from you, and then you're really fucked because you're right in the middle of a bunch of soldiers. It's like, I don't know. Dungeon says it's fun when you can distract enemies with sound gadgets like coins, rocks, or even whistling.
That makes me angry about Sekiro. Sekiro has this item called like ceramic shard, which are kind of supposed to be like the stones in Bloodborne, but they don't work nearly as well.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you put this piece of shit item in the game?
Yeah, you can do that. You can use a brick or a rock or something and kind of distract. But like I said, there's 3 entry points, and then the soldiers spread out, like very tactical. That's I don't know. Slagar says he's semi-stealth. He distracts with dance moves. See, there you go.
Yeah, imagine using dance to get through an area.
Yeah. The ceramic shards are trash in Sekiro dungeons.
I'm a moonwalk through this stage.
Moonwalk it. Hell yeah, man.
The only purpose ceramic shards serve is to get money for early game.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need to move on here.
RPGrinders reviews.
Breakman, did you have any reviews? I didn't say anything on the document as of now, so I don't know. Do you have a review? Breakman? Nothing? I think Breakman left us to go get some drinks or something. We definitely have a review, Eric. We'll do this together. John Wick 3, we're going to probably do a few spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers for John Wick 3, which I'll try not to spoil because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But, I mean, if you've seen the other John Wick movies, you pretty much know what's going to happen in John Wick 3. There's going to be a lot of killing.
Are they on Netflix or Hulu? Because I've never seen John Wick.
Yes.
No.
And, they're on...
I don't know about Netflix, or Hulu, but it's one of them's probably on
one
Netflix.
of the free services has them, and I don't quite know which one, Breakman, but they're worth watching even if you rent them. Okay. Either one. You can't go wrong with any of the John Wick movies, but this...
Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about John Wick, so I'm going to check it out.
It is so good, man.
It's Keanu Reeves, and everybody knows he's a fucking badass.
He is a badass, number one. Keanu Reeves is one of my favorite underrated actors of all time. I do think he's a little monotone in his delivery with his voice, but other than that, Keanu Reeves hits the mark every fucking time, and especially in this series. Okay, I'll start off.
Who watched Bill and Ted and thought that guy is going to turn into one of the biggest badasses on the planet? Nobody.
It's sort of like Bruce Willis. Who thought Bruce Willis was ever going to be this huge? I mean, it's silly now. He's obviously a huge action star, but who thought that Bruce Willis coming off of Moonlight was going to be great in Die Hard? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's weird where you get these great
Moonlight and probably Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, Hudson Hawk's another one.
Hudson Hawk happened after Die Hard, didn't it?
I don't think it did.
Almost maybe right after. But,
yeah, maybe right at that time, but
he was probably like done with filming probably before Die Hard.
Dungeon says,
"Oh God, it's one of those movies that look so bad. I avoided like the plague."
Oh my God, it's worse than even what you think. Break it. It's so bad.
It looked terrible. I'm like, no, I don't need.
I think I remembered renting it from Netflix, watching it, and like forgetting completely about it. Because I couldn't remember if I saw the movie or not.
Even Dungeon says,
"I almost forgot about the movie. I want to forget about the movie."
The game was terrible too, Dungeon. I played that game too. I don't know why I played that fucking game, but he says it's an amazing series. John Wick is, and it really is. It's it's more of the same, which is for John Wick great. It's basically John Wick is an assassin and a badass assassin, and he's running away from a lot of dudes because he's got a marker on his head that's worth about $14 million. And so every other
because he was forced to do a hit because they have this thing where they do a blood debt, I guess.
Yeah,
but it was a trap, so now he's caught in the middle of the trap.
Yeah, it's really interesting, man. I want more backstory on this world of John Wick, because John Wick has this wicked world where it's a world of assassins within society, but nobody in society really knows who these assassins are. And there's these hotels that are, taken care of by a higher collective, basically. And it has some of the most spectacular action sequences of any movie I have ever seen. And this is coming from somebody that's really high in the Mission Impossible series. I think the last Mission Impossible movie was fantastic, and a couple other ones have been breathtaking. This movie to me is simply breathtaking. John Wick Chapter 3 is definitely the best in the series so far. And it definitely features the most deaths. If you're squeamish, this is not the movie for you. If you don't like action movies, it's definitely not the movie for you. But if you can handle a little bit of extra kind of, not gore, but blood, then this is the movie for you. It is almost as good as an action movie can get. Eric, I don't know if you have anything to add, but I'm going to give my score.
I don't know. I think sometimes the story is structured terribly, but you don't care because the action is so frenetic and the camera works.
I think it works. I think it works within what they give you, Eric. I think the reason why you're saying what you're saying is because they give you just little tiny pieces of this underworld kind of story, so you're not getting a lot of that.
It makes me wonder if Part 4 is the final part, or they're gonna do up to 6 movies.
I don't know, man, but I think this is one of those series where they could keep going, like a Mission Impossible type thing, And I can see Keanu Reeves doing this role for however long that they want to just open the paycheck for that guy, because the work he does in this movie is absolutely incredible. And you can tell that he does a lot of his own stunts in this movie. I mean, there are some things obviously that it's not him, but most of the things that are done in this movie is Keanu Reeves. And I am very high on this story. And
also
and
Lawrence
action.
Fishburne's the promise of him kicking ass with Wick in the next movie is amazing.
Yes, and they set things up so nicely for the next movie that it's and you know that there's going to be breathtaking twists and turns and action, and it's everything you want in a movie. I love horror movies, and this actually could be looked at in that light, because John Wick has already killed more people in 3 movies than almost any slasher like Jason or Freddy.
Also, who is the Japanese guy?
That was explained in 2, I believe. I'd have to watch the movies again, Eric.
I know who plays him.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Kind of
really
reminds
good.
me of Sonny Chiba.
Yeah, he's not, but I agree with what you're saying, that he did kind of a nod to Sonny Chiba. But the guy was really good. The Japanese guy's Mark DeCasco? Maybe. Let me see if it's the guy I'm thinking of. But it is a great movie, and I think this is the first time I'm ever going to give an action movie a perfect 10. It is almost a perfect movie. There are, like Eric said, there are some plot or some story things, but I think the way that I worked around that, you're right, Dungeon. It is Mark DeCascos. That's the guy. That is the guy, and he's really good in the movie. But perfect villain for the movie. I think he did a fantastic job. But I think it's a perfect movie. I think the story things can be explained away with, they didn't want to give too much of the story away in any one of these movies, but I think if you look at them as a whole, I think the story is coherent, and I think it works really well. And I think the acting is fantastic. Like, there are some comedic moments. I really liked Halle Berry in the movie, and that's the first time that I can say I liked Halle Berry in a movie since maybe Monsters Ball. And it's a spectacular movie, and I highly recommend everybody to watch this entire series. It's one of a kind, and it's got a really kind of neon kind of cinematography style that I really like, and I think is really stylish. I think stylish is the word of the day when it comes to John Wick 3. Do you have anything else to add, Eric?
Also, I like the part where Wick basically goes Simon Belmont on people.
Yeah. Oh man, it's breathtaking in some parts, man. Like Eric said, I mean, there's a scene at the beginning where, and I'm not giving away anything. I mean, John Wick kills a lot of people. That's pretty much the plot of John Wick. But there's a scene where he's in a hallway full of like weapons behind glass, and it is it's spectacular. It's one of the greatest action sequences I think I've ever seen, and it's something to behold. And I want to get. I was telling Bernie I want to get this entire series, but I'm kind of waiting for like a 4K version of all these movies to come out and get it that way, because that's how highly I think of this series. I think it's great.
I just feel the movie's gone on a downward spiral of just pure insanity, and it's gonna end up like Gun Kata from fucking Equilibrium at some point.
and that's fine. I mean, if that's the way they want to do it, but I think the direction they're going is fine, Eric. I mean, I think it is fucking batshit crazy, and I think there's a lot to this fucking story, and I want more.
It can be done well. Like, there's no reason that something can't be like a fighting movie or something, as long as it's done well and it's entertaining.
It's spectacular.
It's just that like the first movie had a story, or well, sort of, and then the second movie had a much bigger story, and now it went back to the first movie's format of just killing everything.
Yeah, no, I know, and then it pretty much that's it. I mean, it's a rinse and repeat kind of formula with a couple of twists here and there. But, I mean, the action's so fucking good, man. And then Dungeon Buster said something really good, too. He's like, I like the fact that Wick isn't indestructible. I agree. Like, he gets his ass kicked. I mean, plain and simple, he gets his ass kicked, and he
I'm
has to.
surprised he's not dead. Rather,
I agree. I'm in total agreement with that. I'm surprised he's not dead too, but then we wouldn't have more spectacular action to get to. So, but I do like the way that they get around a lot of that with like doctors and other type things. But and he says, "Oh God, Equilibrium." I'm trying to forget that movie too. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, the only good thing about it was the ridiculous fight at the end.
Yeah. Eric,
everything else is ew.
What are you giving John Wick 3, Eric?
I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean I gave it a perfect 10 because I think it's spectacular, but I can see where people would give it a little less. It's worth your time and effort to watch for sure. And Break, man,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Equilibrium's better than Hudson.
It's definitely better than Hudson. I think anything is better than Hudson Hawk. And before Freak gets a chance,
I was gonna say since Freak isn't here.
No, how dare you? How dare
Hudson
you?
Hawk is better than Dragon Quest.
Exiled, you son of a bitch! You stole my thunder, you son of a bitch. I was gonna say it's definitely not better than Dragon Quest 8, but anyways.
Dragon Quest 8 is better than Dragon Quest 8.
Exactly. Actually, that's true, Eric, because the PlayStation version is way better than the 3DS version. So.
And I think the 3DS version's extra content makes it better.
No, I disagree.
I could do without the graphical
the graphical improvements I can do without, but not the voice acting. The voice acting's spectacular in Dragon Quest.
Well, there's still voice acting in the 3DS version, though.
Not as much, from what I remember.
No, it actually has more.
Oh, it does? Okay, well, maybe it is better. Shit. Fuck it. My point still lives. Haha break. The tradition lives, Dungeon says. All right, I have a real quick review of a movie called Office Uprising. I highly recommend people see this movie. If you like something like Office Space, think Office Space with zombies. That's what this movie kind of is, and it's fun. It basically riffs on the office type culture, and how you have to go to HR, and shit is real fucked up in the corporate world. Basically, is what this movie's about. But if you can think Office Space plus zombies, that's pretty much what this movie is. I highly recommend it. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Have you seen Sorry to Bother You yet?
I have not. I want to though. I really do want to see that.
And also, I didn't know that Happy Death Day to You was on video.
Yes, and it's pretty good. Not as good as the first, but I like that movie too. I could have did a review on that. But anyways, Office Uprising, 8 out of 10. Highly recommend checking out. It's pretty funny. It's got a lot of funny moments. It's got the actress from the Evil Dead remake. She's really good in it. I for the life of me, I couldn't remember who she was, and then I was like, oh yeah, she's from Evil Dead. But it's a good movie. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I was really, really surprised. Okay, Breakman, you didn't have any reviews, so I'm gonna move on. Anybody else have a Heiscapade?
Actually, I do.
Okay, let's do this.
Mine.
Hold on.
I didn't mean to.
Heiscapade. All right, Breakman, Heiscapade, go for it.
There was a man in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Of course.
The police were called on for a domestic violence assault.
Okay.
He was eventually arrested for. Actually, I should go ahead and maybe read this a little bit here. This comes from WMC5. I don't know what Action News, whatever state they do the news for. Maybe this is Nebraska's news. Anyway, but when the police arrived at the scene, police said Towner, the name of the Markel Towner, the name of the guy, tried to provide a false name, but officers noticed he was wearing a lanyard with his correct name around his neck.
Okay. Stupid.
Yeah, there's nothing I enjoy more than stupid criminals. So, yeah, this guy's child neglect, domestic violence, and obviously now given a false name. So, a piece of garbage is going to be thrown away a little bit longer for given a false name at least.
Yeah.
But I love stupid criminals when they do things that are just. For instance, when I worked at Circuit City, there was a time when. This was back when the 360 was still new. A guy went into the Circuit City with cameras on him, and he was waiting to get a 360, and it was a really busy time. He's waiting in line, and I guess he got tired of waiting or whatever because the 360s were right behind the counter. He decided to just run up and grab one behind the counter and then kind of just run off with it and stuff like that.
Oh, how nice.
there's cameras on him, and then as soon as he did that, one of the people in line behind him immediately came up to the people working at the front of the counter. I was not working at the counter. I worked in another department. Mm-hmm. But he came up to the counter and said, "Hey, that's my neighbor. Here's his name and address."
That's fantastic, man. I think I remember.
So the cops were waiting at his house.
Oh God, that's fantastic, man. I love stuff like that. You're right, man. Stupid criminals are super funny, man, and it just makes me laugh all the time.
Oh wow, I didn't know that GameStop was so old that they had a really old logo.
Yeah.
Because this logo is really goofy looking.
Yeah. All right, I have a Heiscapade as well, Breakman. I think you'll appreciate this a little bit. So, Bernie and I are watching CNN, or MSNBC. As I'm up to, I don't like watching NBC all that much because they're really biased towards centrist candidates like Joe Biden and stuff. But every once in a while, a story comes up, and I'll watch it. So we're watching the story. It's obviously about Trump and you know how stupid he's being with Nancy Pelosi, which I don't think Nancy Pelosi's being the greatest ever, person ever either. I think she's playing it right.
Somebody summed it up pretty well when they said, this is basically two toddlers having a fight,
right. The difference being is Pelosi seems a lot more savvy, right? She knows how to play the game.
She is getting the worst of him out, which is pretty funny.
And I think it's funny too, and I think she's doing a good job with as far as that goes. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time I've really seen Trump on the defensive in this manner, which is a good thing, I think. I don't know, maybe it pushes us more towards authoritarianism or whatever, but anyways, I just think it's fun. So I'm watching this story, and they have a panel of people, and one of the panelists is a lady, a journalist by the name of Heidi Prisbilla. And I've always thought that Heidi Prisbilla is very good looking. She's, she always dresses really nice. Her makeup's on point. She's got a really good figure, and she looks really nice. So, I'm watching this stuff, and I point out to Bernie, I was like, oh, Heidi Prisbilla, she's really, really pretty. I think she's really, really pretty. And I wasn't thinking anything, super sexual about it. I wasn't, it wasn't like she's like one of my fantasy type people or anything like that. There was no like ill will in what I was telling Bernie.
I think I kind of know where this is going because I've done this too. Okay,
so wait for the plot twist. Wait for the plot twist, Breakman, because it's going to be funny. So I'm watching this, and I pointed out to Bernie, and she's just playing on her game or whatever, and it didn't pan. The camera didn't pan to Heidi Prisbilla for a while, so she's not really paying attention. I'm like, oh, there she is, because I wanted to point it out to Bernie, because I'm honest. So Bernie looks at her, and she goes, oh yeah, her cheeks. She's got cock-sucking cheeks, and my face went from. Like, I was paying attention to the story, and my face went super straight to a totally confused, like, out of left field, where the fuck did that come from type of look. And I turned around, and I looked at Bernie. She's laughing right now because she knows. And I was like, it couldn't be, oh, she's got really nice cheekbones. She's got, really high cheekbones. She's got, a really good complexion or something complimentary like that. It had to be, she's got good cock-sucking cheeks. Which
I need a description now.
I did too, Breakman, because I was taken aback by that. Like I was not thinking sexually in any shape, form, or fashion, and here comes Bernie with the cock-sucking cheeks. So now every time I look at Heidi Prisbilla, I can think nothing but her cock-sucking cheeks. And for all of those people out there that want to send me hate tweets about how I'm a misogynist, thinking about Heidi Prisbilla with cocksucking cheeks. It wasn't me, it was Bernie. So you send hate mail to her, man. Dungeon says, you underestimate women on women viciousness. Actually, Dungeon, I don't think she did it out of viciousness. It was just her way of looking at Heidi Prisbilla's cheeks. She had dick
I went to
sucking
a
cheeks,
public high
basically.
school. I'll never underestimate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, anyways, that was my high school bit. I thought it was funny as fuck, and I had a good laugh with that. I thought I'd share that with y'all. All right, let's move on to.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
Breakman, your stinko of the week, please.
As a tariff man, and obviously his escalation of the tariff, not only the tariffs, but escalation of what's going on in Iran right now.
Yeah, I know, man. It's so sad, man. Like, we're going to be in another war. I just know it. I mean, John Bolton was the architect of the Iraq war, and unfortunately, John Bolton's going to be the architect of the Iran war, and there's no reason for us to be there.
Trump does whatever his advisors tell him to do.
Yeah.
Whichever, like, he just decides whichever advisor he likes the most at the time, I guess he goes with, or something. Just, it doesn't... There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to anything he does or says. You know what I mean? Like, he'll say one thing one day, and then... Like, he seemed like he was de-escalating what was going on in Syria, and then suddenly he decided to escalate it. Like, it's just...
He has a habit of... and I might as well do my stinko with yours, Breakman, and kind of combine mine, because mine was presidential hissy fits. Because
I mean, it basically is that. Like, anytime he doesn't get his way, and not in these investigations that are going on right now.
Yeah.
He's so terrified of what's going to happen with these investigations, and as he should be.
Right. And
because we all know he's been a crook all his life.
Right. Here's the thing, though, man. Like, I actually think, like, I think it's really apparent now to almost everybody, including a lot of Republicans that are talking behind the scenes, by the way, that he really is not fit for this type of job. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much pressure for him.
He probably wasn't fit for any of the jobs he's had in the past.
I would agree.
He's got the money pass, basically.
I would agree with that, Breakman. He's borrowed so much money over the years that he's gotten a pass over everything in his life, and I think he finally might be in a position in a job where he's not going to get that free pass anymore. I think the walls are literally closing in on him. Like,
I hope so.
I really do. I think that circle is slowly closing, and that noose is slowly tightening, and I think... it's just a matter of time now, and it's really sad. But I why does it have to get to this? Like that's my stinko. Like he threw a hissy fit in the Rose Garden after Nancy Pelosi basically didn't say or do anything. Like, he went in there. I mean, she did have that press conference where she said that there were cover-ups, but this was nothing new. I mean, she's been saying this for...
Every president that I can remember has had to deal with some sort of investigation.
Right.
Not all of them during their presidency, but...
a good chunk of them
few did.
Yeah.
I mean, Bush did.
Obama did.
Definitely did.
Yeah,
like,
Obama
he was
did.
probably the most heavily of all of them. Clinton did.
Yep.
You know, and you know what? Obama wasn't really good at working with the right, but that's another story. But the other two,
I think
Bush
he actually
and Clinton
was.
were.
Yeah.
They were really good at working with the other side.
I actually think you're wrong
while
on that.
being investigated.
Yeah, I think Obama actually did too much capitulating to the right, Breakman, to be honest. It may not have seemed like he worked with the right, but everything the right wanted, they got. I mean, look at Merrick Garland. He's not in the Supreme Court like he should be. And I'm not a huge Merrick Garland fan. You know, it's like everything that Obama did was basically scrutinized and investigated and I think obviously the reason is because he was the first black president. I mean, we have a presidential candidate right now, Joe Biden, who said about Obama that he was really articulate and dressed nice and stuff like this. And that you don't say that unless you have some racial kind of thing going on in your head about black people. You know what I'm saying, Breakman? Like.
Well, I've said he's the best speaker I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. He's a really good speaker. He's a terrible politician and a terrible human being, in my opinion. I mean, you don't drone strike civilians and not be a terrible person, and you don't go from 2 to 7 wars and are a fantastic
but he's not
person.
a warmonger according to his supporters.
That's bullshit. And
I know.
fucking go, I'll take anybody to task about that. All you have to do is look at the fucking amount of wars that we were in before he took office and the amount of wars that were at the end of his fucking term.
And in the defense, like, well, he was, these were terrorists he was fighting and stuff like that. Well, why were his drone strikes killing innocent civilians?
Right.
How do you justify that?
You can't. There's no justifying it. And they know it. But they get away with it because who's going to stop them? I mean, now we're going to be in another war, so now we're going to be in 10 fucking wars in the world. And I wouldn't be surprised by the end of Trump's term, we're in war with Venezuela. I
feel sick about this.
I do
I can't
too.
believe we're so close to going to another war.
I agree with you, Break, and it does shake me to my core too, because I'm not one of these fucking anti-war hippies. I think if you're
I'm definitely not. I'm not a protester or anything like that.
But I think I'm going that way, Break Man, because I think it's wrong. I think killing innocent people.
Wrong.
I think if you kill one innocent person, I think that's too much. And I know that there's collateral damage with shit, and I know that we have to defend our borders and all that. But what kind of threat is Iran really? I mean, if we're saying Iran is a threat to Israel, that's a stretch, maybe. If we're saying Iran is a threat to Saudi Arabia, I would say you're out of your fucking mind.
What they've been saying is they've caught them in plots against Americans, and there have been attacks on Americans and such like that. That's what they're saying is they're directly attacking us. That's what they're saying, but they haven't shown any evidence that I've seen.
None. I mean, and by the way, can we get to the point where Congress can fucking tell us that we're at war and not just a fucking presidential declaration that we're at war?
Yeah, that's another thing that happened. Actually, it didn't happen under Obama. It happened under Bush, but Obama definitely exploited it.
Yeah.
And which we complained about at the time, but because he exploited it, Trump's going to try and exploit it.
Yeah.
But what that rule is that under because Bush was in the White House when 9/11 happened, and what the rule was that the president doesn't need Congress's permission to attack like the Taliban and Al Qaeda.
Don't you need like a direct aggression towards the United States in order to do that? Like the justification was definitely 9/11 for Afghanistan, right? What is the justification for Iran? I still haven't heard of any specific instance, and to my knowledge, there's been no terror attack in the United States, other than domestic terrorists. If you want to talk about. If you want to talk about my phone ringing, then there you go. No, I mean...
Not really. I want to keep talking about this.
Yeah. It's been all right-wing terrorists as far as I'm concerned. There's been no Iranian...
There have been some, like the ones who... like, for instance, a guy who went to the ball field to shoot Republicans.
Was that an Iranian? I don't know.
No, I'm saying you said they've all been right-wing terrorists. I'm saying there have been some left-wing terrorists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the vast majority.
They've all been Americans.
Right. There hasn't been one terrorist, like, as far as, like, what I'm saying, like, nobody specifically from Iran coming to the United States and doing a 9/11 or declaring a jihad or anything. So what is the fucking deal?
The closest we've had is, like, the Boston bombing, because those kids were born in another country, but they still came here young.
Right.
The problem is one of them went and got indoctrinated while he was older.
Yeah.
And he went back to the... the ISIS lands and stuff and got indoctrinated. But for the most part, this has been white people,
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. All right, Eric, let's move on to yours. Maybe yours may be slightly more better than ours.
What?
Less stinkier?
Less stinky.
I don't have a stinko. But,
that's less stinky.
But, I mean, I have to buy new work shoes. They're not here yet, but hopefully they'll be here by Tuesday.
That's definitely a stinko, man. Anytime you have to buy new shit.
It's like the way where I work, I have to wear steel toe shoes, boots, that type of deal.
Yeah.
But the heel split open on my left shoe.
That sucks, man. And
those are already kind of being ripped open. But,
those type of work boots are expensive too, man. It's not like those are cheapy.
I only have to pay like $32 for these.
Ooh, that's good. That's not bad. That's not terrible.
Off of eBay.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, Eric. You got a good deal.
I made an order for like another one off of eBay, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make a cancellation, and I have yet to reply. So I hope they don't give me too much trouble. Because, like, they said the shoes weren't going to get here until at least Thursday. I was like,
Yeah.
I ordered it from those other people, and then they immediately shipped it out.
Yeah. Looks like Conky is in chat and Lurks is in chat. Welcome aboard, gentlemen or gentle ladies, whoever it may be.
Like, and then I already mentioned earlier that the other half of my week was garbage, but, like, I don't know, I just had to do a lot of annoying stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I had to help my dad with the lawnmower, because apparently some wires got stuck in the mower's blades, and then there was all that stuff I had to do to help him.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, Eric, but, I'm glad your week got a little bit better, man. And hopefully it'll get even better next week.
I don't mind helping my dad, it just takes a long time whenever help is required.
Yeah. We're a week and a half, 2 weeks?
The older our parents get, the more help they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, amen to that, Breakman. All right, let's move on to...
What does my tattoo say?
I have to get... Sorry.
Of the week.
All right, we're on to our Sweetos
I
of the
have
week.
to help them with the mulch tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, Eric, since we ended with you, let's start with you on the Sweetos. What's your Sweeto for the week?
Getting through the week.
Yeah. Well, that's always good, man. It's always good.
But I already mentioned the Sonic movie getting delayed for possibly good reasons.
Yeah. All right, Breakman.
And possibly to the movie's betterment, too.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I was so excited. I just want to get to it. Breakman Day obviously was this week.
Yeah.
I hope everyone celebrated. I know I did.
I celebrated that day. I think I even
had
drank
the
a beer.
biggest freaking party you've ever seen.
Oh, good details.
I invited everybody I knew.
Strippers? Did you have strippers?
Well, obviously I know strippers. I
Okay.
invited them.
Right.
They brought their own poles too. That was cool.
That's key, man. When they bring their own poles, I mean, you're set there, man. So, all right, cool. What about hookers and blow?
Well, I do know the hookers, but I didn't think it would be a good idea to try and mix them with the strippers and stuff. Because sometimes I don't know why, but strippers and hookers, they fight.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it happens.
Well, I mean,
blow,
you
of course,
introduced
there was tons of blow. I mean,
yeah.
I think I just did the last line right now, actually.
Oh, well, good, man. So you had a little extra. You had a little extra to.
Well, I've been doing it straight since Breakman Day.
Oh man, you've been on a bender, man, for sure. So that's been almost a week there, man. Like 3-4 days at least that you've been.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. Today's like Wednesday, right?
Well, I mean, there's that old saying, Breakman. If there's no blow, there's no go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad.
I know, right? That's why I didn't go to work at all. I quit.
You quit. That's even better, man.
I'm gonna try and get my job back next week, but
Yeah, I mean that's how those things go, man. They gotta, those corporations got to know what they're missing when, every once in a while. You just got to do that. You just got to straight up quit and say.
I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't just that I quit. It was how I quit with the nasty message, and then went to work and took a crap on her desk.
Oh, that's even better, man. See, now you're gonna have total respect when you get back, Breakman. Totally. I mean, that's the way to do it.
What's this 2 weeks notice bullshit?
Yeah, I would have went right in there like that.
2 weeks knows my ass. Here's a number 2 notice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Here's my number 2 notice, motherfucker.
Another shitty thing that happened to me this week is that I got sick on Monday.
Oh, that sucks, Eric.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I was basically laid up all week.
Yeah. The only thing
not all weekend because it affected me on Saturday, in the middle of Saturday.
Not good, man. Well, at least you had the weekend to kind of recover.
It was it was a stomach virus. I'm pretty sure it's because they turned off the water at work, and I might have inhaled some of the cold water that had some of the dirt still left in it.
Oh, yuck, yeah.
And it got me sick.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of food poisoning.
I had poop distress because I couldn't poop.
Yeah. So you didn't poop today, is what you're saying, Eric? Yeah. No, the only thing, I would have done differently is I
wasn't done. I just wasn't done talking about my awesome party.
Yeah, go ahead.
We rented what were you saying, Eric?
Keep going.
Oh, we rented horses, and we had like them perform like a mini derby around the house.
Oh yeah, man. You got that's man. I've done that a time or two.
We took bets on everything, and
Did you come out ahead?
Lost. It's because the Kentucky Derby was overturned. I overturned the loss and took the fucking money for myself.
Goddamn right, it's your birthday, man. You gotta do
that's
that.
right. It's my party, bitch.
Yeah, it's your party, and you can cry if you want to.
I had the strippers after they came and did their pole dance. And
I'm
stuff
sure
like
they
that.
did
We had
come.
them go and get the cake, and oh my god, they had a life-size cake for me. It was the most amazing thing.
Did Marilyn Monroe jump out of it?
No, she's dead, dude.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking like you can get impersonators, you know.
Oh.
I mean, did she? You know, you didn't obviously have them. But did they do
the
anything?
strippers weren't impersonating anybody or anything like that. Yeah. And they were tasteful strippers.
Oh yeah, they got to be the tasteful.
Don't get any dirty ideas or anything.
No, of course not. You know, there's none of that. No reach arounds, none of that type of stuff. You know.
Yeah, but it was a life-size cake of me. I mean, what could be more beautiful than that? Like looking at myself as a cake.
Oh, dude,
it's
you did it right, man. Did you? Obviously, you had some liquor there, right? Hookers.
Oh no,
blow.
Only Mrs. No, only Mrs. Brakeman. That's the only licking I did.
Oh, okay.
I won't. No. Like, no.
Only Mrs. Brakeman. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. That sounds like you had a really good time.
Love and faithfulness.
I was gonna say, you know, when you were talking about quitting at your job, the only thing I would have done differently, Brakeman, is I would have just stormed in there. I would have did everything that you said. You know, here's a number 2, you know, notice for you. But I would just slapped her right in the face. I mean, that gets to their attention for sure.
Well, this was at like 2 a.m. after I was drinking all night. She wasn't there.
Even better. Let's see. Dungeon says so. Everyone had a piece of break at the party, is what you're saying. Yeah, right. They did. They did, man.
Yeah. So the only licking was Mrs. Brakeman. There was but that was not at the party. That was later.
Okay. All right.
The only liquor happened later.
You got to have tact, Brakeman. I mean, when you're doing one of these benders, you got to have some tact for sure. So no, I totally agree with you.
And I was doing lines off of every part of her body too. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, the curvature of the spine where the spine meets the ass right there, man. Perfect.
Oh man.
I think you just had the last line right there, man. There you go. All right, well, I'm gonna move on to mine. Mine isn't as good as yours, but it's pretty fucking good, Brakeman. Like,
I'm not even done yet.
Oh, you're not?
It's only like 11 or midnight or something. Like, I don't know what time that was. So after the horse racing.
Horse racing. Okay.
Let me see. There's strippers. I got the cake. That was midnight, and then they came back. Oh wait. They had the cake, and then
any donkeys
showed up. What?
Any donkeys?
No, something like that. Like the zookeeper showed up. They brought Panther, a lion, and a tiger, and it was fucking awesome for a little bit until they mauled somebody, and that's when the party ended.
Well, I mean, you kind of had the Cerebus thing going on there for a second there, man. That's kind of cool, man. Oh, so somebody got mauled.
It was pretty good, but somebody got mauled by the Panther. Like the lion and the tiger were cool, but the Panther was a little
unruly,
edgy, and that one stripper had like the sweet sequin like bikini bottom, and it would. Yeah,
it kind of scared the Panther. It happens, man.
And that's the end of the party, man.
As long as there's no lawsuits after break, you know what I'm saying?
That was like 2 a.m. But then me and Mrs. Brakeman went back to party with the cocaine. So it was all good.
Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, Brakeman. So it sounds like you had a good time.
I think there's a little bit left of my cake of me. I think like around the legs and ankles or something like that.
Oh, who ate the naughty bits, Brakeman?
Me, of course.
You ate your own naughty bits? You sicko. You sick man. You sick man. There probably was extra frosting on that part, man. Okay, well, mine.
Never mind.
I was gonna say mine wasn't as nearly as eventful as yours, Break, but I'm calling this Scarathon 2019 because scaring each other is back on for me and Bernie. And I win the day today because, man, oh, man, did I ever scare the shit out of Bernie. I went downstairs, and she went to the bathroom on the main floor. And I, got my jacket or whatever I needed to do and got up, and then she was still in the bathroom. So I'm like, ooh, this is my chance to scare her. So I went into the next room, waited till she got out, and I don't think I've ever heard Bernie scream so loud when I scared the living fucking shit out of her. Just as she got out of the bathroom, it was a thing of beauty. She got so scared that she grabbed my arms while she was screaming and walked backwards. It was one of those Frankenstein scares where, like, you know, she's just walking backwards like Frankenstein and still screaming, but then like kind of smiling at the same time because she sees me. So it was a thing of beauty, and I'm gonna remember that for a very long time, Bernie. So glad I could.
So she's walking in a towel, and you think that's the perfect time to scare her, huh?
Well, no, she was in the bathroom. She was like going number one or something. I don't know.
Oh, I thought she'd like just gone out of the shower.
No,
like,
no shower time. That would have been even
like
better.
The perfect time to scare her.
I mean, dude, trust me. I've got so many scare moments in store for 2019. Well, I did the whole Friday the 13th scare the other day, where, you know, the guy was in the outhouse and like his woman was like shaking the outhouse and like scaring him and stuff. That's what I did to Bernie one time. I like grabbed the door and I was like shaking the door, and she was freaking out because I didn't say anything. So it was sort of like somebody was trying to get in. So yeah, there was that. All right, let's move on.
See, yeah, I can't do that to Mrs. Brakeman because I don't want to die.
See, I thought I was gonna die too, man. But she's a good sport. I would have killed me if I was me, you know. But I'm me.
See, Mrs. Bergman can do it to me, but if I tried to do it back,
oh yeah, double standard there for sure, man. Yeah, I see how that is. All right, let's move on, guys.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all.
Okay, guys, what I have for free-for-all this week, and we're going to do a real quick job this week. Maybe we'll roll it over to next week's free-for-all. But I was thinking about E3, and I think E3 is still almost as relevant as it has been in years past. But
I think you're delusional.
No, I know that certain developers aren't there, and Sony's not going to be there and whatnot. But I think it's an important time of the year to kind of set up certain things. So I'm wondering, is there anything that you guys in particular are looking forward to seeing, and also in addition what you're hoping to see? And I'll start with you, Breakman. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to see that you've maybe heard rumbling about, or is there something you're hoping to see?
I don't know. If I was going into my imaginary world, maybe a game for Mega Man Fully Charged.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
it could be Mega Man Legends type gameplay,
or just anything Mega Man that's new.
That'd be awesome too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Anything that isn't the mobile game, because like, even though the mobile game sounds interesting, who knows what's going to end up being like.
Yeah.
It's got to be better than Silver, though.
Yeah.
Some of the Mega Man mobile games. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Remember what was that Mega Man Christmas Rocket or something like that?
I never played it.
Well,
that
I know
game looks horrible.
I played it after we talked about it. I can't remember the complete name of the game, but oh my God, it was
Rocket Christmas? I don't know.
Rocket Christmas.
Like seriously, it was something like that. It was a Christmas game, and it was fucking terrible.
I'm waiting for the sequel, the Crockett Christmas, where like, you know, they do old Miami Vice characters and stuff. That would be kind of cool.
I'm mad that Capcom invested money in making all these like animated cutscenes for a Rockman pachinko machine called Rockman Ability.
Yeah.
I've heard like
why didn't you just make that a show?
Yeah. Dungeon Buster says he's hoping to hear a release date for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not sure we're going to get that, Dungeon Buster, from what I've heard from my sources. Crockett and Tubbs, the video game, for sure, Dungeon. I'd play that, for sure.
Oh my God, get it voiced by the original actors, too.
Oh God, that would be so good. I would play that.
I wanna see actual gameplay of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be Fast and the Furious presents Crockett and Tubbs. I think that would be cool. I don't know.
I know they've been working on Halo, so I would like to see a little bit of the Halo they've been working on, as opposed to last time they showed it off, which was just a tech demo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to two things in particular. Obviously, the Final Fantasy VII stuff that's going to be there. There's going to hopefully be some sort of announcement, and I'm also looking forward to that really, really cryptic Avengers game. Like, there's been...
and I want to see some gameplay of Code Vein, because it's had a year to, like, improve. So.
Yeah, Code Vein would be nice to see. What I'm hoping to see is maybe another Batman game, like maybe something along those lines. I mean, I every year that passes since Mad Max has been out, I keep hoping for like a Mad Max sequel, and that's never going to happen. But that's one of my hopes every year, is to see some sort of Mad Max sequel, because I love that game. The Mystery Avengers game and more Code Vein, Dungeon Buster says, yeah, for sure. I wonder what EA is going to do for Anthem at their event. I admit I'm still curious. I'm mixed on Anthem, Dungeon, because I've seen so many games start out terribly and end up being really, really good. So is that what's going to happen with Anthem? I know that their fan base is
yeah, their fan base is basically dead.
Their fan base is nothing now. So I don't.
So what they have to do is they have to pull a Final Fantasy 14 where they just do it a Realm Reborn event where they just destroy the world and then they rebuild it.
Yeah. Dungeon says Panama hats that you can find as cosmetics. Unlock new cards for Crockett by busting more criminals. Or how about like you see like you unlock like America's Funniest Home Videos, like if you're just visiting a house or something. That'd be kind of cool. Anthem is a dumpster fire. Dungeon says, yeah. See that how could they even possibly resurrect Anthem? I mean, I've seen it before, maybe once. I think one of them was like, what was that? Not March for Freedom, but like that one game that was pretty much dead in the water, and they kind of made it good again. It wasn't Freedom March. What the fuck was the name of that game? March for Honor, I think is the name of that game. Phil Collins for the win. Yeah, for sure, man.
We're talking about our fictional Crockett and Tubbs game.
Yeah, I think that would be a great game, man.
I had no idea what this Crockett and Tubbs is. Maybe it's just you being
Miami Vice, man.
It's Miami Vice,
yeah, Miami Vice
TV show from the 80s. It's one of those shows like my parents made me go to bed because it was past my bedtime. But
yeah, I don't know, man.
But I'd stay up for like a few minutes to see stuff like. Oh, like I know how the show goes. I never saw the end of it, but I know how it all started.
I don't think it had
a badass theme song, and dude had an alligator for a pet and lived on a boat.
I don't think it had like a really good ending, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I never saw it.
Yeah, I love that theme though, man. I could listen to that theme all day. Who didn't like I'm looking at the video right now, and it's like, you know, they show Crockett and Tubbs obviously, but it's like chicks in bikinis, like, you know, with jigglies all over the place, man. Like that was back in the day when you could get away with that type of shit, you know. Like that show was good, man. That show was gold for sure. All kinds of crazy shit happened in that
I had
show.
to go to bed. I was young.
That sucks, man. You missed out a lot, man. You should watch it.
When was that show? Like 85 or something?
Yeah, somewhere around there, man.
Yeah, so I was probably like 7.
It's your bedtime, 7:30 break, man. You need to go to bed. Oh, Mom, can't I stay up an extra 15 minutes to watch Sex and Violence? No. So, but anyways, I think that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping for a new Batman game. I'm hoping for more Avengers. I mean, that Avengers game, I'm really curious, man. Obviously, I think it's going to be based on like the Endgame stuff and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to see something like that. From the RPG front, obviously Final Fantasy VII would be something I'm really curious about, and I'm hoping that maybe there's some type of announcement on that. Ultimate Alliance 3, oh man, that I'm definitely down for that. Edward James Olmo back as Castillo, the hardest cop in Miami, for sure, man. Why not?
Yeah, hopefully they fix the frame rate in Damon X Machina.
Yeah, something like that.
They've had a good amount of time to work on Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm hoping it's not fucking buggy like the last one.
Yeah.
Just like, because that was a great franchise. The last one murdered with its all of its problems.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, Team Ninja's making the game, but
It's got to be decent, man. I think it'll be decent.
It's got to be better than the last group that did 2.
Yeah, 2 was not great. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I can't say that
it was like there were still fun elements to it, but the problem was there were just so many bugs and glitches and shit that just there'd be problems in it that would just like, okay, I can't go any farther unless I reboot or
Sounds like
something
a rush
here.
product.
Yeah, it definitely seemed rushed for sure. But it's looking really good. I mean, I think it's really, really looking good. I mean, from what I've seen, Alliance 3 looks fine, man. I don't think there's going to be any problems with that game. I think if there's any problems, it'll be story-wise. But there's always issues with comic stories, you know. So, I mean, it's going to be what it is. As long as you kick ass with your favorite superheroes, what difference does it make, man? It looks really good. I think it looks good. I think it'll be fine. But Cyberpunk for sure, man. I mean, we got to get something on Cyberpunk, and not just a fucking demo either, man. Bethesda, I'm curious. I'm hoping maybe something like Elder Scrolls related that's not a multiplayer type game, you know, maybe some type of Skyrim-esque type thing. I'd be happy with that. We're definitely going to get a couple of surprise announcements out of nowhere that nobody's even thinking about, which is always fun. So, you know,
those are the best ones, really.
Yeah,
like when they blow you away with something you didn't even know was going to come out, never heard of. It's a completely new thing, and it's like, ooh, that's pretty.
Something that I got from an anonymous source, there was something about Ready at Dawn that I think might be kind of interesting. So I'm not going to say, because I think it might be on the DL, but I think Ready at Dawn has something to roll out. Also, what about Gears of War? I'm sure we'll hear some Gears of War news there, which is always nice.
It's been a while. But I don't, like, they don't... Microsoft doesn't usually announce like a Halo and Gears of War in the same year, so it's probably going to be one of them.
Oh, what if we get a double dose, man? I think that'd be kind of fun. You know.
Well, if we get Halo then and Gears of War, it'll probably be like a new game announcement for Gears of War and just another tech demo for Halo.
Yeah, something of that nature. I'd be okay with that, actually. Break.
I wouldn't. I'm sad now.
I'm sad now.
You've broken me.
Yeah, I know. I tend to do that to everybody that I talk to. Break. So, you know, you're no Halo exception. 4. Even though we've been friends for how many fucking years now? You know.
So what about like Squinix? What do you think they've got planned?
Well, I definitely think that Avengers game, the Avengers game for sure, Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts 4. Just kidding. I don't know, man. I'm hoping that we get some sort of release date announcement on Final Fantasy VII, and kind of.
I doubt we're getting a release date on that game.
I highly doubt it too, but I don't know. There's been some things that I've read, and I know Square Enix is the master of kind of like throwing shit off the trail, but I think that we'll get something solid from Square Enix. I don't know if it's regarding the Avengers game or Final Fantasy VII, but one of those two is going to get something. I'm guessing one of those is going to get a release date, and it may be. It may be the Avengers game, but I would not be surprised if they drop a huge bomb on us with the Final Fantasy VII first episode type thing. Like I would be.
Maybe because they're doing an episodic. Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
they might.
Yeah.
They might give us a date, like maybe later this year.
It's not going to be this year. It's definitely going to be I'm guessing like the end of 2020 is where we're going to see Final Fantasy Episode 1 or whatever it's going to be. So I'm excited. You know,
I think end of 2020, maybe beginning of 2021. Yeah.
Yeah. The next, supposedly, the number one thing I want to know is whether or not the PS5 is a true legacy backwards compatibility system. I think that if Sony were to do that, if they were to make their PlayStation 5 backwards compatible with anything PlayStation, they would sell more systems than almost any systems ever made.
They would probably not need to make a console for like the next 12 years.
Yeah, I think it would be a brilliant move on their part. They've already confirmed PS4 backwards compatibility. I mean, I don't think it would be a stretch to see them go PS3, PS2, and PS1. I don't think it would be that hard for them. I think they. I
don't think they want to I don't think they want as long a life cycle as they got with the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Maybe. I don't know,
Well,
man.
they didn't sell as much hardware at that point at like the high end prices because the systems had been out for a while. So
yeah, no, I agree.
they wanna sell like the big ticket items.
Yeah,
They
no,
kind of want to push the technology.
Well, I don't know. Like, people seem to have me making a discussion that it might be the last console that they ever make.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that too, Eric. I actually think this is going to be the last Sony console. I'm not 100% sure about Microsoft, but I think this might be the swan song for consoles as we know it. But I'm okay with it as long as they do.
It doesn't mean that they won't make hardware. It just means that, like, the definition of the console is going to change.
It is going to change.
PC based.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I think it's going to be more of a plug and play type of thing, like like where every couple of years you could buy $100 video card to put in it or something, some weird shit like that. It's like I don't want it to go that way. I think I'd rather have like a cloud-based type system that worked perfect. That would be awesome. That way you never have to worry about your console, and it's all about the video games at that point and your TV screen. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. But we've kind of went over it now, guys. So I think it's time for plugs. Let's go with Breakman. Breakman, your plugs, please.
You can follow me at break_man on Twitter and at RPGrinders on Twitter, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to unlock myself. I think I got it. But.
Okay, thankfully, man. Gears of Master Chief Dungeon says, and that brief Final Fantasy VII footage looked great. It did look good, for sure. Eric, your plugs, please.
You can find websites I've written reviews for, such as BostonBrassBrigade.com, TotallyGN.com, VogNetwork.com, and HonestGamers.com. And if you like what I've written and you want to support me, even as much as just $1 would be helpful on my Patreon.
Okay.
Which it was included in a link on my Twitter profile, which is at EricRPG.
There you go. Make sure you find Eric RPG on Twitter. Follow him. He's a good follow. And read his reviews and, give feedback and let people know he's
a lot of shit to play through this weekend.
Yeah. I got one.
I had to exploit some strategies that I had never considered before, like contacting the European PR company instead of the North American one.
Well, maybe, man. That might be a route for you, man, for sure. Okay, I want to thank everybody that was in chat. Avocado Bedado, Commander Root, Freddy Bot is in chat. Conky, Lurks, Dungeon, our good friend Dungeon. There was a couple others in there that I know Bernie was in there, and there was some. Oh, Slagar. Special thanks to Slagar, who pops in and out from time to time on Grinders. So thank you all for joining. If you're listening on the archives, thank you all very much. We really appreciate you listening. We're live every Friday, 7 to approximately 9 every Friday. So make sure you try to join us in the chat on Twitch and on YouTube. Just search RP Grinders. Word of mouth is going to be the only way that this little podcast is going to, expand. I do want to say that I'm trying to get an interview with a congressman hopeful, and I don't have confirmation on that yet, but I might have my first political interview on the show very soon, and it'll be really interesting because this guy, I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to ruin anything, but I think it'll be of great benefit to the audience to hear what this guy has to say. He's a really, really cool dude. But as soon as I get the confirmation on that, I'll let you guys know on Twitter. My Twitter is at Frank Branches. The show's Twitter, as Break mentioned, is at RPGrinders. Make sure you send your Dear Breakman questions, relationship questions, sexual questions. He'll answer anything.
If you want to know about shaving your balls, how to do it. Obviously gently. I recommend that you probably trim them first. You don't it's harder to shave long hair, obviously.
Right, and he'll tell you what kind of shaving cream to use, all that type of stuff.
Well, no, I that's up to you what kind of shaving cream you use, but trim them first, and then you want to lubricate your balls, and then if you like the gel or the foam stuff.
Right. See, now that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is only stuff you get exclusively on Deer Break, man, on RP Grinders.
Use a good razor you trust to not nick yourself and go as slow as possible because you don't want to make your balls bleed. I mean,
oh man, a cut to the nutsack is no good, no
geez,
bueno,
that's
man.
the nuts.
You definitely don't want that, man. I mean, your nuts be hanging all over the place outside of your nutsack. No way, man.
Oh yeah,
Ugh,
you don't want that.
Don't want any herniated nutsacks at all. So.
So go slow while shaving your balls.
Go slow. There you go. Okay, I want to, like I said, everybody in chat, thank you so much. Everybody listening on the archives, we thank you guys and gals very much. I really appreciate you listening. One sweeto I forgot to mention was Joe Bob Briggs' second season is coming, and I'm super excited for that. That's awesome. So we get to see more of The Last Drive-In on Shudder. So check. If you guys haven't checked out Shudder, Shudder's a great service. If you like horror movies and stuff like that, check it out. If fans of the old Monster Vision, I mean, there's a bunch of Joe Bob stuff on there, so it's really cool. I love it. It's really good. And they're coming out with the Creepshow series, too, so that makes it even more attractive. So check out Shudder. Let's see, I don't think I have... you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches, and you can follow me on any system of your choice. Just add me as your friend. RPGrinders. On your system of choice, whether it's Switch, Xbox, or PlayStation. That's where you'll find me, and I'd be happy to play games if I have the same games as you, or just watch you play. Sometimes I do that too. I've watched Dungeon a time or two, Eric a time or two, so just give me a shout out on any of those systems. I'll definitely add you. So and I think that's all we got. Stay safe this Memorial weekend. I know we really didn't talk a lot about Memorial Day, but make sure you honor the people in your life that have passed away. It's a nice thing to even remember people that made a big impact in your life. And if you don't get a chance to go to a cemetery or anything, just have a good barbecue in people's honor, and understand that there's been a lot of people that have sacrificed their lives. I know we talk all the time less war here on the show, but for the people that served and stuff like that, there's a definite appreciation on our part to everybody that puts their lives on the line. I don't have any problems with the troops out there. I just have problems with the politicians in this country.
Right, that sending them to unnecessary wars to die. That is my big problem.
Yeah.
I I've known soldiers too. I know veterans.
Yeah.
Well, father-in-law, brother-in-law, both veterans, father veteran, I have no problem with soldiers.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about our government and our fat, stupid orange asshole who wants to get our Americans killed, basically.
Yeah, this war in Iran's
unnecessarily.
A bad thing. It's unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary.
I mean, it'd be one thing if we're getting attacked and we're fighting for our own lives. But to go to war, sorry.
What's next? Mexico? I fully expect that at some point. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I know. You guys aren't doing enough to. I don't want to do a Trump. I don't want to give him the credit of doing an impersonation of him, but you guys aren't doing enough to fucking defend the border. So we're gonna send troops down there and start war and shit.
Yeah.
I definitely can see that.
Yeah, for all the Memorial Day travelers out there who are taking road trips, stay safe out there. We definitely want to see you back here next week. Until then, we're out. Later, everybody. I knew we could not interrupt the show. Cowbell. We forgot the cowbell. There's the cowbell. Yeah, Phil Collins in the air tonight. I would totally play that dungeon, but copyright strikes
Phil
and
Collins
shit.
might personally.
When is RPGrinders dance party?
Ooh, that's a good question. I was gonna do it tonight, Eric, but nobody's gonna show up, dude. Unless there's like not even free time.
Game over, so it's like, where's people's excuse?
Yeah, I'll wait another week. I'll wait one more week. I'll do one next week, and I think I'm going to boil it down to one Grinder dance party a month, and I'll just spontaneously do it. And this week doesn't seem to be the week to do it. There's not enough people, so I'll do it.
It'd be you and Dungeon Buster.
Yeah, it'd be me and Dungeon Buster, and Dungeon Buster's like, dude, I really fucking need to eat. You know, I mean, come on now, this is getting fucking ridiculous. I need to really eat. So, anyways, thanks everybody in chat. Really do appreciate it. You guys are what makes us want to do the show live. So thanks so much, and I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Yeah, see, there's your feel. Oh yeah, I got the backup singer right on, Breakman. You know it. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
So wait, is coming literal or is it like the verb?
Yeah, it's literal, Eric, for sure. All right, Dungeon, thanks so much.
Now I don't feel so comfortable listening to that song.
Now I don't ever want to listen to. It's like looking at Heidi Prisbilla. How can I look at her the same ever again? Cock-sucking cheeks. That's all I got to say. All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Have a good weekend. And we're out as soon as I can find the fucking button. Later, everybody.